I'm going to start the stream. Okay. Maybe I'm starting the stream. Who knows if we're starting the stream? There we go.
Hello.
That's weird. That is... Howdy ho, guys and gals. It's Red and, well, Jeff and the missus. Red, of course, gets the weekends off. And, anyway, sorry for the weird start there. We were... YouTube's done something recently to the stream thing, and it's like I have to update my stream key every single time now when we go live. It's a little odd. Daughter, of course, in the house.
Hey.
How many subscribers? She's got 14 now?
14.
I know. I subscribed to her today. Remember, everyone make sure you subscribe to Daughter Raw. We want to be the highest subscribed channel that has absolutely no videos. Preston's Toolhouse. XVS Hawkeyes, Panther platform. I love that Panther. I know I want to get an old Crown Vic. Or, you know what I want is I want an LTD. My grandparents had LTDs back in the day. Great cars. Economan Studios, Chris Perani, Amos in the house, Jordan Woodworking and DIY, Stevens, of course, here. What, no race tonight? Hindeman, Brian, Southpaw, Greg Barnett, D-Diz. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Sunday night's Tool Talk Live, where we talk tools, tech, business, family. We get into a whole bunch of topics, but, mostly centered around that stuff. Antonio's in the house. How's it going? Hey, as Antonio pointed out there, make sure, I don't know, there we go, new announcement. Make sure you type in at the Den of Tools to get our attention. It shows up with that yellow-orange highlight right there. If you're not familiar, it's right there and right over here, right there. I can never get the direction right. Anyway, it's those little orange blobs. That way we know that you are talking to us. Ooh, drink for me?
Yeah, put it over there because the straw's in the way.
And that is diluted. Ugh. What is that?
It's the poison I'm
That's
serving
terrible.
you tonight.
Hey, Grizz, how's it going? Race was earlier. Great lighting. Well, it's not going to last. So, one thing I've been using, if you guys know, I've been using the Braun, the little floodlight thing, the yellow one, the portable one that also acts as a power bank. I left it on for about a week straight. And I'm wondering if I may have burned out the LEDs because it doesn't seem to be as bright as it used to be.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as bright.
It's on full power right. Well, actually, it was just dead, so it's charging back up. I was trying to cycle
Maybe that's it, yeah.
Well, It's been plugged in the entire time. I don't know. Anyway.
Chris says, I can't find the subscribe button on your page.
So, here's the link. That's not it. That is not what I was trying to do at all. Let me go with this. Let me grab that. Come back here. Here's the link. That should take you to the subscribe. It looks like the regular channel. You have the channel headline at the top, has the videos and stuff underneath, has the picture of the bear, and then right to the right of the picture of the bear should be the join button. It says join. It's a blue outlined button. Chris Brandy, $9.99 for the Cubs.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, wait. Where's you going to do the... There you go.
Yeah. What kind of crazy situation we don't even have a bell?
We have a bell.
Hang on.
3, 2, 1, unicorn head.
Thank you so much. Are you trying to take that away from me now?
A little bit.
It is.
So as you see, the wife is still in Halloween form. She's got her new hat for today.
Yes, and I'm seeing that my...
Oh, wait, hold on.
It's a little
Sorry. Shut up, Moto. There we go.
Wampus.
And I wanted to show you guys a pic, if I can. If I can pull it up. That's not
Are you
it.
going to show the other picture?
The ears you were going to wear
Yes.
before? Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Nice.
So she sends me this picture.
No one can see.
Hold on, it's gonna take a second. There you go. It's hard to picture up. It's the rabbit ears with a place hat. It's Judy the bunny from Zootopia.
Yeah.
So I responded if I could be her fox, and she didn't get it. Klein Guy John in the house. Hey Bear,
Hey.
what's going on? 3, 2, 1.
Bing, 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 bing.
Hey, thank you so much for the support. Yeah, it's just Sunday night, chilling, relaxing. We had date night last night. Really didn't even come close to tying one on, but it was still a nice night. It was a great time with the missus.
Yep.
Let me come back here, catch up on these. Let's see here. Douglas says, good evening, Bear and family. Hope all is well. Antonio, it's good to see you. Jeff, hey, you doing, Antonio? Chris says, can't find this. Okay, we talked about it. You mentioned that. Hopefully you found it.
Somebody's asking.
Den of Tools, is that a cat woman on your left? Obviously, it's a unicorn. I mean, seriously. It's a gay unicorn at that. There we go.
I thought you were talking about all the gray. Yes.
Yeah, gray unicorn.
Pretend that that's silver and magical.
Amos says, I'm loving my Hercules miter saw so far. It's smooth. That's awesome. That's a great saw. It really is. Jason Blair. There's a supporter. You see there where it says Jason's name right there. Was it right? Nope. Back the other way. I can never do it right.
Yeah.
Right there. He's got the little orange bear behind him. That's because Jason is a member. And that's with the link I just posted. And that's basically, it's like Patreon, but it's built into YouTube. So you don't have to go to a third-party website or anything else. And I really want to say thank you. I don't even think I set up the thing. I meant to set up the thing. Let's do that right now. Image is members. Browse. Desktop. Sorry, I know we're real professional around here.
You can tell by the uniform.
There we go. I want to say thank you so much to all of our members, everyone who supports the channel. You guys are fantastic. Cannot even imagine doing this without your guys' support. Welcome to DAT Council member. Look at that. That's cool.
Wow. Oh, cool.
That's really odd. So did that show up because he's a member? Because what the other person?
We are still figuring this out.
They didn't say anything about this.
Yeah.
Maybe you have an option of highlighting your text because he commented and it didn't show up like that. That's really cool.
Don says, sorry I'm late from Bismarck. Mike Adams says, hi y'all, sorry I'm late. Looks for seat. Totally fine. There are plenty of seats. We love having everybody here.
Tony asked, did we have a good night on date night? We did. We were off. I guess we were past the strip. We were at a country western bar. What's it called?
It's called Stoney's.
Stoney's. We keep thinking Stuckies. I'm like, no, that's a truck stop.
Yeah.
Goodrich says, good evening, guys. Brett says, my 4-year-old 14.4 Snap-on drill died after only 20 battery charges, and Snappy wants $99 to refurb it. I wanted so bad to throw it at him. 4 years, just right after the warranty expired, apparently. Yeah, I'm sorry. They're updating the stuff. Hopefully, the second iteration of that stuff will be better. But the stuff before, batteries just weren't their thing. So they didn't have a whole lot of practice going into it. Scorpion Sunday says hello all. Mr. Lopez says, hey, love your videos, Bear. Quick question. Am I a fanboy if I only want DeWalt tools? Yes. You got to be open. I mean, not technically a fanboy if you only want them. If they works for you and everything else. But if you won't even consider other tools, that puts you into the fanboy kind of realm. And a professional to me is somebody who uses their head and is open and considering all decisions, trying to make the best decision for their business. And just saying, I'm just going to do this because it's easy and they've always done me right. Man, that could just be luck. That's just numbers, man. You know, as I said, we had a Pinto. It never blew up on us. Doesn't make it a reliable car.
But, hey, it's a good question. And asking the question is being willing to expand. Expand is not a word.
Works for us.
Yeah.
Conman says, he's talking to Klein guy. Sorry about that. Rodney, number 40, hit the like button. Thank you everyone so much. I think we hit a record for likes in our last live stream. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was super awesome. Grismount says, Mrs. Bear is a deer with a brow point. I like it.
Ronald says, I challenge everyone to join. 4 sticks of gum, a cup of coffee, a great sub. When it costs, great for the help. Poor little girl, get a tool in her hands. I challenge everyone. Yeah, I'm working really hard to get all the Cubs involved in tools and making stuff and finding things that they want to create, and they're getting there. They definitely want to. The youngest one is the most eager. He wants to help and work and do everything. The oldest one is he kind of wants to. He also kind of wants to just play video games and hang out with his friends. And the little girl just, I don't know. She doesn't want to do anything.
She likes certain things. You know what I think
she's about to
really
become
like?
Wednesday Addams and ask if there's really Girl Scouts in the Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah. I think that what she would really like is demo. I honestly
she would love
think
that. She'd get into that.
Yeah, because when we did the last demo project, it was when we were in California, and it was the carpets, and she was too little.
Yeah, but she wanted to help.
So, if anybody in Vegas has a demo project that they need a little person to come help, let me know, because I will be happy to go and
toss her in there. Yep,
I'll be happy to be right there next to her, swinging a slightly bigger sledgehammer.
Client Guy John wants to know any new tool deals tonight. I'm sorry, I've not been paying attention to tool deals today. Just trying to spend. I try to spend the weekends mostly with the family. So.
And I kept you out very late.
No, very late. Let's see here. How many subscribers do you need to have for YouTube to turn on subscribe? Base minimum right now is listed at 20,000, and they just turned mine on, and I just passed 50. So that's when they make it available.
It's a suggestion.
Yeah. Other than that, after that it's just kind of roll the dice. There are people who have 200,000 subscribers, and they don't have it turned on for them. Let's see here. Not exactly cowbell, but I'm sure it works in a pinch. Yes, it did. Chris Peretti says he just joined. Chuck and Gillis, Ryobi is trash except for extremely light duty use.
Bing, 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 bing.
Who was it? Somebody recently, and I meant to give him a call. I was going to post it. I need to do a post of that. Just did a video where they compared the Ryobi to the Bauer. It was let me see here, Ryobi versus Bauer, and it was an excellent video. They just did it in this past week. Let me do this upload date. Oh, come on.
While you're looking for that, I think that I've realized the noise that I make when I ring this bell. I think that I'm channeling a pinball machine. I think that, I don't know why, but yeah, I think that's where that comes from.
It kind of sounds like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. If anybody knows who it is, please post it down below. I know I watched it. It was a great video. I really liked it because he made it important to do it apples to apples. A lot of people were like, we tested the Bauer, which is $60, versus the Ryobi, but we got the Ryobi brushless top of line $160 one with a 6 amp or 7 amp whatever extended high output battery in it. That's not the same thing. That's less. It's like testing a Honda versus a whatchamacallit, some other hot hatchback that has a twin turbos in it. I'm like, yeah, it's the same size, but it's not the same thing under the hood. Chris Prey says, just showed up like this. That's interesting. That's cool, though.
That is kind of cool.
But
Walt was saying that Brett could take it to Batteries Plus and they can rebuild it.
Yep. Jared Dizzy says, looking into the start DIY on my car, important sets. They're a good start with aside from Tecton, SAE, and metric only. Most things that I run into these days are metric. A lot of stuff I do. And Tecton is excellent. I'm a big fan of Tecton. I mean, I like the stuff that Harbor Freight's coming out with, but I don't know. It could go either way. They're shut up, Moto. Where there we go. Shut up, Moto. But yeah, I find that I tend to gravitate towards the Tecton stuff. I need to try the cushioned comfort grip ones. I want to try those out because Tecton I don't think has any of that stuff.
Yeah.
What we got going on here, Sparkles the Unicorn?
Yeah, I also realized because I can see myself that my eye makeup looks
goth,
very dark. So I don't wear a ton of makeup. I'm sure that most of you have noticed.
Scorpion's taking off. He has to get up at 1.
Yes.
You have a good night,
totally
Scorpion.
Understand. Go sleep. Take care of yourself. Thank you for stopping by.
Let's see here.
I think I hear a child.
Hey, there's a little goblin.
Hey. You want to say hi?
Did you check on the new 24-volt line? I did. I reached out to Cobalt this week. I emailed them. I called them. I pinged them through Facebook. I've been trying to get a hold of them any way I can, and I've heard nothing back. I'll be honest, I've been trying to get a hold of them for years, and I'm just trying to get more information. I mean, I could go and show you what's in stores and stuff, but people have seen that. I'm hoping that they're going to be at SEMA, which is 2 weeks. 2-week countdown to SEMA. We need to start a countdown clock for SEMA. So I'm hoping, because they have a whole bunch of mechanics tools now, that they're going to be there. So going to be half paying attention as Mr. Man needs a bath. Well, totally Steve, understand. You behave and let her, give you a bath.
You're such a turkey. Okay, let's hope I'm going backwards.
Rodney says, can you join by snail mail donations to the P.O. Box and then put it in? Don't like to use credit cards online. Rodney, it's 2019. She's a fraud analyst, and she can tell you all about credit cards. But anyway, you cannot join the membership without using a credit card. You can donate to the channel. We're always open to that, but there's no way for us to put a little bear behind your name. We can't manually enter people. Basically, it's out of our hands.
Yeah.
They do all the management, literally. And I wish they would, because there are people who have contributed to the channel who I know they can't financially contribute, but I feel that they deserve to be considered as members.
Yeah.
And I can't add them. And I've sent a message to YouTube to tell them, look, there needs to be some leeway here in this.
Yeah.
Which is also why we did make the minimum 99 cents a month. So, a lot of channels are forced only choose the $5 one. So, I want to give people, everyone the opportunity to be part of the channel.
Novice Nick said, this is my second live stream with the two of you.
Oh,
Nick was there last night.
DR Falcon, hey guys from the great state of Florida. Thank you, Mr. Falcon. Bunny's in the house. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Bear. Hugs to you and your family. Thank you so much. Always glad to see you here. And, of course, she's got her little golden bear behind her, too.
Yes, she does.
Gary Pope says, don't buy Snap-on Power Tools. Major scam. I had somebody die. Bought Milwaukee instead of getting rebuilds. My dealer even said most of them are junk. They're not terrible. And they're some of them are rebuilt, but the battery is the weakest link. And it's a battery-powered tool. That's the main problem. The other problem is that they don't mention, a lot of the guys they sell to, or they push it as, we're American made. All the power tools are made overseas. Now, some of them may be assembled in the U.S., but they don't have any factories. Sampo doesn't have any factories making battery packs and stuff in the U.S., I can tell you that. Fred Hill says, 20, 30 years ago, I was a fanboy of Craftsman, but 15 years ago, from now, Craftsman will be gone. What do you think? I think it'll be less than 15 years. They've got 13 years left on their That's not true. Craftsman as Stanley Black & Decker will be around. Stanley's got deep pockets. They're the largest tool company in the world, and they've pushed full in, all chips in on Craftsman. They're gonna make Craftsman happen. Whether it's a good thing or not, unless they completely screw it up. But I think they're making it slightly better than what you saw from Porter Cable, which was a sad thing that they did to Porter Cable. But
I need to turn on the light. Griffey, do you want to sit down for a second and say hi?
Hey, by the way, for those of you who are new here, hey, Griffey Bear, sit forward so people can see your face.
So
hold on. I'm doing an announcement here.
Does that help?
No, for backlighting. You got to close the garage door for it to really help, because it can bounce off the garage door and come back at us. Hold, please. Closing outer bay doors.
1 moment, please.
Thank you, Hal. Anyway, please type at the Den of Tools at the beginning of your conversation if you're trying to get our attention. We get a lot of comments, and I have to basically go through and just read the ones that do that. Otherwise, and we're still behind trying to do that. So, that was the wrong button. There we go. There he is. Could you post your email so I can send you a tracking number for those pliers? Sure thing. Our email is read at thedenofTools.com.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Can you turn that light back on? Because it actually was better.
Terrible.
And what I can do is I can turn this down a little bit so you're not looking right at the light. Maybe a little bit more. There you go.
Yeah, please.
There. All right. Got a mom seat.
Oh, I was trying to.
He wanted to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have one video, and my channel is called Goblin Bear instead of Little Bear Big Plans because
you changed it.
I changed it.
Again?
Yes.
Okay.
It makes it hard for people to follow you if you change it repeatedly. But so you have one
I only
video.
changed it once. It was Little Bear Big Plans, and then I changed it to Goblin Bear.
Okay.
And now I have a logo instead of just a person that's in a blue.
So you would like them to go check out your channel?
Yes,
is what you're
please.
saying.
All right.
Great, thank you. Now you have to get out of my seat.
Zaffiel says, are you talking about the Ryby versus Bauer video by making stuff and breaking stuff? I am. I'm going to put a link to it right here. Great video. I'd like to see more people doing apples to apples comparisons. For me, it's not a surprise when I see a $60 tool beat by a $160 tool with a $50 battery. That's like saying my Ram 1500 isn't as good as a Ford F350. Well, no, it's not. I mean, it's not in the same weight class. So
Can we fix the camera? It's really bad.
What do you want me to do with the
It's
camera?
super bright.
Well, maybe sit more so you're blocking the light. Gives you like a halo effect.
No.
The only thing I can do is point it down some more.
Yeah.
Then,
Why is it so bad?
well, it's because this light, what we normally use, isn't putting out a whole lot of light. The only thing I could really recommend is... No, that won't even work either. I was trying to think of something we could block it with so that it would diffuse around the room more.
Yep. Okay, well, I'm going to think of something because
Okay.
it's going to blind people.
Maybe put some hairspray in your hair. It'll act like
Yeah.
a diffuser. The Iku Belkin's in the house. How are you doing? Hindeman says, I have a question. Looking for a new socket set. Looking at Tecton or Icon. Your thoughts? I like the Tecton stuff. I really do. I have the Tecton stuff. I don't have any. Yeah, I do have Icon sockets. I should do a comparison between the two. I'd say they're in the same weight class. I like the Tecton because if something happens to it, I can just take a picture and they'll send me a replacement. Harbor Freight, I can just go to the store. If you're going to the store a lot, or the store's near you, then maybe that's the way you want to go. Depends on the price. I haven't really looked at the price between the two sets. But as far as quality, it's 6 in one, half dozen the other. Let's see here. Douglas, thank you for chiming in there with that.
It's me.
Comment says, the last purchase I did for tools was in Milwaukee Super Sawzall. It was half price. If it wasn't, I wouldn't have bought it. They're great tools. They are extremely expensive. That Super Sawzall. Jared says, thank you for looking in, at least getting a nice socket set, so I think I'll do that. I've been watching for a long time. I appreciate the time in your efforts and videos. No worries, man. Hey, glad to have you part of the den. Welcome to Redbeard and the Den of Tools GM Guy 3 car. I'll get this right one of these days. Ron Smith, it's getting a little dark and they can put a candle. There you go. Yeah, the light's on this side of it. That's the problem. All you're doing is bouncing more light down here.
Drop cloth?
Yeah, that might work.
I know what we'll do.
Uh-oh. We're in for trouble now.
Oh.
Walt says, on YouTube, Gary Houston did a video about rebuilding an old Makita battery that might help. That sounds like a good video to watch. Eco says, heard about Cobalt has a new electric ratchet coming next year, but you may have already discussed. We've seen it. I've been trying to get a hold of them to talk to me about it, but I just want to get details and hear more about their plan, but they're not calling me back. Howdy y'all. Lucky Jar says, hey Lucky, how's it going? Mrs. DeBear, dig the unicorn ears. I'll let her know when she gets back. Major weakness. Sorry, I just got here. Any word on the recalled Icon ratchets? No word as of yet. I need to take mine back and turn it in so I get my free ratchet. Fred Hill, $1.99 with Super Chat. Thank you so much. Jim Adams, and I do mean it, thank you so much for supporting the channel. We really appreciate it. Jim Adams says, hi from Bakersfield. If you want, you can get a Visa MasterCard gift card and buy one every month. Use that to donate. That's an idea. Mike Adams says, today I found my late dad's Bosch palm router. My first time ever using one, and I kept all my figures. Which he suggests as a beginner bid set, Harbor Freight or Lowe's, the places I checked. Actually, I bought off of Amazon. They had a great set, very similar to the one you get at Harbor Freight. I have not seen the newer ones they came out with. They came out with a slightly upgraded set. I haven't used them. I may be getting a set because I'm pretty sure they just sent me their new trim router. So I'm going to be picking that up tomorrow. We were supposed to pick it up yesterday, but time got away from us. Let's see here. Lucky says, can I buy multiple months of membership with one purchase? No, I don't think so. It's one of the things you sign up and they just bill you monthly. I'd love to have options like that, but again, it's entirely controlled by YouTube. Nick Hoffman says, please check your emails. Everyone, check your emails at the door. Oh, look at this. Nick sent me some pictures of the new Cobalt stuff. We got, is that the drywall gun? I think they had a drywall gun. They got that little rotary tool for like going through drywall. Looks like we got an SDS impact. The ratchet, a floodlight. I'll see if I can get those on the channel here in just a second here. Let's see here.
Clamps?
Green, you're asking me for clamps?
Yes.
They're all back near the door. Hold it up. Let's see if it helps. At that point, you might as well just turn it off and we'll have the light up here going. We'll have it all spooky style. Just go turn the light off. They can see us.
I'm going to smell it.
You're going to hurt yourself.
Perhaps.
Why
is there a child that I just kicked?
Sorry.
Greetings from Tampa. It's 76 and chilling on my porch. Let's see here. BKD 70's in the house. Heidi ho, bear. Nebular says, what's your opinion on the removal of the option to buy drill driver kits and the extreme increase in battery prices? I'm not happy about the battery prices. I'm holding my tongue until I see what the coupon price is going to be. And there better be a pretty good coupon price. I understand that there are price increases because of tariffs and whatnot. I am not okay with a 50% price increase just cause. You've already got a limited line of tools. Now, as far as the a la carte stuff, I am fully supportive of that because I don't like being told that I have to buy this or that. I like being able to build my own combo kit because I may not need the tools that are in the combo kit they're offering. Now, usually there's like one tool in there and a light that I don't really need, and I want to get the tools I really need. Do you know how wide the top drawer is on the 44? I do not. Sorry, I don't have a U.S. General here.
Why don't you rotate the light? No.
How about we do this? Hold on.
One moment, please.
What if we lower the light to dim, then do that? It's a little stark, but it's better. You can see us. How about that?
Whoever did it, I love you because I just went up 1 subscriber.
High five.
Good job, bud.
Thank you whoever did it because I think it's one of you.
Howdy says, I sent you an email with the new Cobalt 24 tools. I have so far no pic of the new right angle drill. Gary Georgia says, what's up, Bear? And A. Coppin says, hi from Barbados. Oh, man. I've been all over the Caribbean, but not the Southern Caribbean. I would love to go down to Barbados.
Griffey just
all the Spice Islands down there. Let's see here. Hindman, message retracted. Josh Albertson says, how you doing? Mike says, Mrs. drops the Palace Gate and raises the drawbridge. Get more light in the den. Greetings from Tampa 76, chilling on my porch.
Wow.
Quentin Cave says, shout me out. You've been straight up shouted. Yep. Shane Andrew, Quentin, you only have to say it once, just so you know. You got the den tools part there, and there we got it. I think the lighting was better before you turned that light on behind you, even if it was dark. See? Told you. Do you think Harbor Freight tools will go up in price due to the China tariffs? Yeah, we've already covered that. They are going up in price. There's just no two ways around it. The first thing they did was they eliminated some tools, mostly Central Machinery, the big stuff, from the super coupons, and now we're seeing small incremental price increase. You'll see it on some of the jacks and some of the other stuff. And if you follow other tool companies, it's across the board. Man, the base Milwaukee tools have gone up. I think it's like 70%. Let's see here. How about a shout out for A. Coppin for Barbados? Oh, okay. I know I'm behind, but we did that. Sauerkraut says howdy. Brotherhood of Dirt. I like that one. Why doesn't someone like Walmart pick up Porter Cable and offer a higher tier tool? You know, that's a good question, and maybe that's what's going to happen with them. I don't know. My guess is they'll probably end up selling Craftsman. Because, I mean, it's a brand that's owned by Stanley Black & Decker, and Stanley would probably rather pocket it and eat a loss on it than give it to somebody else and have them come out with a name brand competitor. Do you have any insight on the Hercules 20-volt 5-amp-hour batteries turning into vaporware? None to be found anywhere. I think people bought them out when they saw the price increase. They went and they snagged them up using the old coupons, and just everyone on this channel who had them probably went out and did that. That and they've been retooling them to a slightly different design for the shell so it matches the upgrade to the rest of the tool. Hello from Roswell, New Mexico. Tony and the aliens in the house.
Hello.
Dustin says, the only Tecton I've owned is the 12-inch crescent wrench. So much slop in the jaws, it turned me off the brand. Dustin, you picked one of the few tools that are actually made in China from Tecton. It's not one I would recommend. Pick the tools that are either made in the U.S. or that are made in Taiwan. It's a completely different grade of tools. They don't have great adjustable wrenches. They just don't. But the regular combo wrenches, the ratchets, the sockets, the screwdrivers, the pry bars, all the USA made stuff, that's all great. The punches, all good. Timothy Peterson, screw Tecton, I won't support Justin Amish. You realize Justin is a minority owner who happens to be part of the family. He doesn't actually run the company. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to shop. I don't know these people who like join every single boycott out there just because someone disagrees with me. I mean, that you're more than welcome to do that. I'm just giving you the other side of the viewpoint. I can disagree with somebody and still be friends with them and still talk to them and still even do business with them in some cases, unless it's incredibly egregious. And, you know, he's just one voice and he's not the president of the company. And there's a lot of good people who work at Tecton who are Americans, American jobs. I'm not going to not support them because one guy is a, staunch libertarian. Not that I get anything against libertarians. He's just a little rabid about it. Now, if everyone will just crouch down to table level, point the camera down. We like to keep things real professional around here.
Yep. Sauerkraut says, nice ears, Mrs. DeBear.
Hiram Buffett him with $1.
Bang! Bing, bing, bing!
Oh my gosh. I was trying to beat you. I was trying to beat you to it.
I'm trying to stay on task.
All right, hold on. Let me get back here. Is that bell made out of weak sauce? Hey, Brad's workbench in the house.
Hey. I think we left off with...
Bear, can you change your intro to include an animated female bear with a swimsuit that hangs out with the bear for more support? Would give a bit of an edge. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. There's a lot of channels that genres I watch that do a lot of what we call pimp my wife videos, where they'll have their wives in swimsuits and stuff at the beginning. It really, really irritates me. I honestly, I don't know how a guy could sit there and do that to somebody he is, committed to like that. They block the light with aluminum foil.
Hey, no.
So the aliens can't talk to it? Or the
Andrew's-
Illuminati?
Andrew Vale, I think I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, says, at the Den of Tools, love watching yours and other tool review channels. Graduating this coming summer from aviation maintenance.
Woohoo!
From local community college. Can't wait to get my A&P out there. Excuse me. So, yay!
Congratulations. That's awesome. Dude's going to be making some money.
Yeah.
Jim Adams, apparently average starting salary in Vegas for that kind of work is in the low 70,000s. As I said, man, aviation is the way to go if you
Yep.
want to turn a wrench. Sitting here grading math papers, Jim says 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Wow. That is, I bless you, because there definitely need to be great teachers in 6th, 7th, and 8th, but that is a rough age to be, and I'm sure an even rougher age
To teach?
corral.
Unless you can teach with a taser. Walt says Porter Cable has good router bits if you can. Yeah, I should have remembered that. That Porter Cable is well known for the router stuff. Steve says I saw you subscribe to me earlier. You didn't see nothing. That wasn't me. I got hacked.
I'm subscribing later. I wasn't able to subscribe. at
Remember,
the time.
I love you more. Major weakness. The recalled Icon Ratchet will be the rarest tool in the world since most people will return it for a refund for a free ratchet and will be a collector's item in 50 years. I had that thought, actually.
Yeah.
Matt says howdy from Southern California.
Hey.
Dustin, Bear, why don't you talk about buying online at Harbor Freight? It's convenient. You can use as many coupons as you want, and shipping is less than $8. What gives? Is it always less than $8? I've heard a lot of people complain that it was higher. People really want to get shipped to store so they can pick up at the store. And I don't know why I don't talk about it more, to be honest. It's not like it's something I avoid. For me, buying at Harbor Freight is the experience of going to the store and buying it. I don't know. That's a good point. We should probably talk about it more.
Jay Taylor, snow in Livingston again.
Ugh.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, what's his name? Sent me pictures from the mountain. It's all covered in snow.
Our mountain?
Yeah. In Livingston.
Oh.
Mount Livingston. In Livingston. You know, that one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what his name is, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later.
Well, I didn't want to say his name here.
Yep, I hear you.
Howdy from Southern California. Nick says, sent you a tracking number. Alrighty. Hiram says they're an extremely informative channel called AVE that does literally serious technical analysis of a lot of tools, but caution, it is profane. It's profane and highly biased. I used to watch AVE back in the day. I was a big fan of his, and all these tool bros came in pitching that you got to go with Hilti, you got to go with Snap-on, name brand only, and he started bad-mouthing everything else, and the language just got to be too much, and I felt he wasn't giving a lot of tools a fair shake. And then I saw the thing he did about the Hercules, where I called him on at least 4 points flat out lying about it, and I'm like, the guy's got a doctorate. I think he says he has a doctorate. I think it's in either mechanical or electrical engineering, which is enough to be able to tell that a battery is a Samsung when it's printed Samsung right on the side. So I take issue with he likes to play it up for the field, and that's why I don't do that. I won't sandbag for somebody, and that's why he makes $80,000 a month in donations, and I don't.
Did we bing?
Yes.
Bing?
Let's see here.
So, how did I get?
It's not really dialogue you'd want the Cubs to hear. No, it's
Yes.
not.
Yeah. Andrew. Oh, nope.
Zafia says, might be waiting a long time for coupons. Some stuff they don't have coupons for. There is some stuff, but they've had coupons for this before, and I'm fairly certain they're going to have coupons going forward. What's the Cubs channel name? Goblin Bear?
Goblin Bear.
Goblin Bear. BBQ says, for the last 6 months, I've been thinking about getting a jaw horse. Last weekend, realized Harbor Freight has one coupon up for $119. After seeing your review, I don't see any reason, I'm guessing, not to get it. Go to Harbor Freight coupon database. You should be able to get it for even cheaper than that.
Andrew said, love your show. All the way in Nova Scotia. Found a bunch of corded Makita tools being sold locally, used, made in Japan on label. How well built are these, and how much life left? Well,
in Makita?
Yeah, but I mean, how would we know how much life is left if we don't see the tool?
I don't understand the question.
Maybe clarify, Andrew.
BBQ76 to spend the extra money on the jaw horse. Sorry, man. If you saw my video, I had a jaw horse and the new Franklin. Compared them side by side. The Franklin is essentially the exact same as the Triton. If you look at the Triton, exactly the same. No, that's not even true because it's got the clamp on the sliding so you can lock it in place when you're packing it up. But the fact of the matter is, it has everything that you want from the jaw horse and fixed a lot of problems that people don't like about the jaw horse, that I didn't like about the jaw horse. Like the big stupid round feet or the stupid rotating handle nut at the back with locks in the third leg.
How very diplomatic of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dick, thank you very much. Should I post a link to your son's channel? He seems to love subscribers. Sure, Zafia, I would really appreciate that.
He would be stoked.
What's your favorite ratcheting combination wrench? Tecton. I like the Tecton one. I have Snap-on. I have I have a whole bunch. I've got Snap-on. I've got the basic Harbor Freight. I've got the Icon from Harbor Freight. I've got the Cobalt. I got Tecton, and I got someone else. Who is it? I don't remember who the other one is. I think it might be like Stanley, like just regular Stanley. And the one I like about the Tecton is it's a flex head rather than a reversing. And I'd rather have the flex head so I can change the angle to what I want. Word Limit cut me off. I was wondering if you think $119 will be the best sale price for the clamping workbench. No. Nope. I do not think it's the best price. Hold on. Hold, please.
Good
Coupon
night,
savings being initiated. Good night, Gary. The
Gear Jammer in the house. I know you're looking stuff up.
I am. Why did that come up here?
So, Jay Taylor, I will definitely let Griffin know. They were tickled that Angus said hi.
Hangus.
I think it was last week. And they are all super bummed that I will be coming back for about a week. And they are not coming with me.
Here you go. I'm posting a link to that coupon right now. $99. So that is... and you can pull that up on your phone. You should be able to show it to them on your phone. That'll save you $20. I was looking at Harbor Freight bandsaw in the store. What's your thoughts on the model? Clay, are you talking about the portable one? Or are you talking about the little tiny benchtop one? Or are you talking about the 14-inch woodworking one? Or are you talking about one of the two horizontal metal bandsaws? Sorry, there's a bunch of them. You build it, you destroy it in the house.
Yep.
Most 20-ton jacks have up to $20-$30. Pretty much any brand have gone up 20. Oh yeah, all the jacks have gone up in price.
I know that you're catching up. I did want to comment. I did see Raising Gracie's comment about just logging in. Bought my wife a blue Harbor Freight 5-drawer cart. She uses it for her craft tools, and she thinks it's awesome. Different ways to use Harbor Freight, the new craft store. And I have to say, as a non-tool person, that's totally true. That I absolutely covet lots of things that are at Harbor Freight for different crafts and things like that. So absolutely. Awesome job getting your wife something cool.
Okay. I'm going to try and catch up real quick,
Yep.
okay? Ronald Smith says, Mr. Bear's imitating the Elvira pinball. Yes, she is. Iowa Mike in the house. Go Hawks.
Hey.
Robert asked, could you recommend a good tool set for a car? You talking about like a portable one? I should do a video on that. You know, I'll try to do one soon where we put together... I'm not a big fan of like tool sets. Like just buying it and being done with it. There's a cheap one at Harbor Freight for $30. They're not great tools, but in a pinch, they'll get you, you know, you'll be glad you have them. They're not great, but at least I have these kind of sets. Thankfully, the bear never sports a Speedo. Oh, you don't even know. Hey, Wahawk, how you doing? Alan says, I'm surprised you don't have enough of the little blue LED lights to light up a stadium. You should light... You know why I don't have them? I have children and another little klepto person in the house.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. In fact, I got one right here. There we go. I got my own mood lighting. There we go. So...
Yeah, that's only going to work for October.
It is October.
I know. I'm saying it's only going to work for this
There
one.
we go. Oh my gosh, that's bright.
That's blindingly bright.
So anyway, wait, where's the camera? Oh, it's over there. There it is.
Yep.
All I see are spots. Lots of little spots. Ryobi or Bauer for right angle drill. I'm in the Ryobi system, but I might grab the Bauer if it's significantly better. Surprised there is no Hercules. Hercules is coming. I would not say the Bauer is significantly better. I would say it's a little bit better. It has a nice Jacobs chuck on it. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a Jacobs, but it is a metal chuck on it. It's decent. I like it. I like the setup better than the Ryobi, but I wouldn't break away from a battery system I'm already invested in just for that. I think Ryobi, Chaka aside, for the average homeowner is not a bad system. I put Bauer and Ryobi about on par. There's some stuff. Ryobi makes a lot more tools, and they make a lot cheaper tools. They cover a wider range of spectrum. For the DIYer, they go real low and up to actually fairly decent into the low professional. Bauer they go from here up to here, and Bauer just sits right there. But you also pay for those higher level tools. It's not a free ride on those. Let's see here. Ryan says, I just bought a 5-drawer mechanics tool cart. What are some cool mods you would recommend doing? Love your channel by lock nuts, first of all. The nuts on those can like to work themselves loose. The magnetic toolbars are great for the inside of the lid. So you lift up. Got to get the table for it. Maybe a work light or power strip built into it. What were some of the other ones I liked? I can't think of them right now. Those are the basic ones I do first. Funny. Yeah, I love that. She says, read the Pimp My Wife creators. Your wife is wearing bunny ears. Just kidding. Others like, just saying. She does that on her own, just so you know. We used to have an SUV I bought at auction. It was a sheriff's car, full black and white. The Ram on the front, whole 9 yards. It even came with the lights. I had to take the lights off. And she would drive that thing around town. We just gotten back from Disneyland, and she would drive around with the Minnie Mouse ears, and kept wondering why people were staring at her. You're driving a cop car wearing Mickey Mouse ears. See here. Okay, I'm trying to catch up, right? Ring a ding ding, Wolfie says. How's it going, Wolf? Random sandwich in the house. Best place to buy individual sockets since Sears is all but dead. Home Depot. The Husky individual sockets are a great deal. Quentin, you got your shout out, man. Arise says, I had to buy new automotive tools a few days ago. A stretch to fit a belt installer. Ford was too cheap to include AC belt tensioner on a 3.5 EcoBoost. Yeah. Hello from Central Florida. Picked up a sweet rechargeable snap-on work light. It's bright so far. There you go. Another postcard was dropped in the mail this week. Thank you, Daughter Rod. That's awesome. We love getting postcards. Let's see here. Nick says, would you like me to be your Menards gun runner while Steve is the inside man? Sure, man. I really wish Menards would get on the expansion train. I would love to have them as a third option out here. I'm not a fan of Home Depot, at least out here. It all goes based off store managers. The Lowe's around here is decent, but Menards has everything. It's a one-stop shop kind of thing. The wife can go get groceries and look at pants and stuff, and I can get things that I need. So, all right, we got Super Chat. Caudifill. I'm thinking of getting a 56 or 57-inch U.S. General box, depending on my money. What is the best price you have seen on both of these boxes? First of all, ding on that. Barbecue 76. Double ding for that one. Thank you so much. Best price on the U.S. General box, the 56-inch. I don't remember. I don't know those off the top of my head. But if somebody else can remember what the best price on it is, I'm trying to remember. Let me see if I can check my notes here. I had a spreadsheet with some of the stuff in it here at one point in time. Actually, I've been thinking about creating a creating a website where you could just look up what the best price is on everything. Would you guys be interested in something like that? I know you can kind of find that in some other areas. I didn't know if you guys would find that useful. Let me know if you think we should start a best price. And I was actually thinking about not just doing Harbor Freight, but doing all of the whatchamacallit, all the tool companies. Or
Talking about me, I'm coming back.
shh. All right, I can't find the price on the 56. On the 72, I think it was $1,000 was the cheapest I saw. And that's a pretty common coupon that it comes out with. All right, let me head back here and where I was. We're going to catch up. We're going to move fast. What's the next tool? Hold on. What the? Man, Google keeps thinking I'm talking to it. Go away, Google. What's the next tool history video? Client adds rigid one. Ricky is all clean now. Oh, I thought Steven was getting in the bath. That's no fun.
Ricky.
Big stupid round feet. Bunny said, speaking of the pimp my wife stuff, she just want to point out, you are wearing bunny ears.
That's right.
They're unicorn ears.
They're unicorn ears, but they can be bunny ears.
Love your magic unicorn princess crown, Landon says.
Thank you so much. I wish I could claim it was mine, but it's not.
I'll grab you by the ears. Shake you. Zafio, thank you for posting that. I really appreciate it. Chad says, the drama with the other tool channels is getting old. I've unsubscribed to 5 of them this week. It's just ridiculous. And the hypocrisy. Oh my God, the hypocrisy. It's ridiculous. These guys are going on these huge rants. I would never take these tools. Of course, if they wanted to send it to me, I would give you an honest opinion. Anybody else who gets the tools for free can't give you an honest opinion. But I can. Just gutter level logic, man.
Just keep being a magical unicorn.
You know what? And they want to come up with anything. I love the whole thing with this stay in your lane. You can't review tools. Only mechanics can review mechanics tools. Only carpenters can review carpenters tools. Only electricians can review electricians tools. My first thought is, well, which one of you has a background in product evaluation and review? Because I have a professional one for a multi-million-dollar company, but we're not going to throw that out there. But the other part is, you realize that's the same as identity politics. You can't talk about, what's affecting the black community if you're not black. You can't talk about the Mexican community if you're not Mexican. You can't. That's what people do. It's all this, this protectionism kind of thing. They want to create these false logics to protect it, so only they're allowed to do it. But then they are allowed to break their own rules because they, of course, do all of that.
It is an important topic, but we are also trying to catch up.
Yep.
But yeah.
Chris just says he subbed to the Cubs channel. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, cool.
Walt just subbed to the Cubs channel. Cubs subbing.
thank you so much. Griffey will be thrilled.
Mike says, I have a DeWalt 18-volt power tool that belonged to my dad. Drill and circular saw the batteries are trash, but I hear I can buy aftermarket replacement batteries to fix them or toss them. They do have, you can buy them on Amazon. They're not bad, really. HVACR, $3 Canadian. What's up from Canada?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the Great White North. BBQ says, thank you. I just saved me $20 in coupons this month's flyer. I did see your review of the clamping workbenches. It made my mind up to go with Harbor Freight. Literally, it's... You gotta remember, Harbor Freight doesn't make anything. They buy it from other manufacturers, and I'm pretty sure the same manufacturer makes the Jaw Horse and the Trident, all of them. I think it's like one factory. And the parts were interchangeable. You could take the top sled off of one, put it on the other. I like the Jaw Horse. I liked it a lot. It just, I wouldn't say the Franklin was better. It just was better designed. Have you thought about doing a revisit to Tractor Supply? Yes, I'm planning to do that. Here, I want to do it around Black Friday. I want to get the gun safes and stuff that they cover.
I was just thinking in my
You
mind.
don't have to be a gun person. The missus here is not a gun person, though. Number one thing she misses is
that you can store documents, and it's great for keeping things safe.
we had a really big gun safe, but had the quick access digital code, and you could walk in every day. We were in there 3 or 4 times every day. We had documents, jewelry, kids' photos, heirlooms, my grandfather's cup from when he was a baby, all sorts of important stuff in there.
And I will say it's also like a safety security feature kind of thing, depending on how you use it and where it is.
Brett says, the Braun LED light is on sale for $19.99, and the flyer is most likely reduced because they are faulty. All of mine flicker and randomly shut off. I collected all your guys' comments. I sent them over there. That could be entirely true. It also could be entirely true that maybe I was hinting at something that I can't say out loud. I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying it's possible.
Okay, they can't see you. If you knock over...
L. Oh my
You
god,
can
dying
say
goat
hi,
noises.
but yeah, the goat noises have to go.
Do you have any suggestions for a reversible ratcheting wrench set? I was thinking about the Icon line. Thanks, love your channel. If you want reversible ratcheting, the Icons are great. As I said, I have Snap-ons. I like the Icons just as much as like the Snap-ons. All the other ones I have are either flat, where you flip them over, or they're flexible. Hi. Thank you. Would you recommend the older Black & Decker Workmate table rather than this big stupid Jaw Horse? No. I think the Workmate table has its own place for other jobs. There are things you cannot do. You cannot put the kind of pressure on the Workmate table you can on the Jaw Horse. You can do extreme stuff with the Jaw Horse. I like the Workmate table. I think it's something you probably would want to have in your shop. I mean, it folds up to being this thick. You can hang it on a wall, stick it in a corner. Sorry, moving fast. Rugby has a lot of niche tools in cordless tools. Yes, they do.
We are really behind.
Do you have any suggestions for bird? We just talked about that. Oh my god, just watched Baby Bears videos. Precious. You should check out what's the little girls? It's Stuffed Animal Review.
Stuffy. Yeah, when she comes back, I'll ask her.
While I was at Harbor Freight today, managers said something more about Herc tools coming out mid-November. Any word? I know there's more stuff coming out. They've been real tight-lipped on it. Let's get the Goblin Bear his own YouTube play button.
That would be really cool.
Are Gear Wrench and the Tech brand affiliated? I think you mean like Tecton. They're not affiliated, but they're all made in Taiwan. Probably similar set of factories that they come out of. Menards sells groceries. Big plus for that. Yes, it is. No Home Depot near Iowa City. Menards is the only local individual. Oh, that's interesting. I would have thought Iowa City would have a Home Depot and a Lowe's. Jason Jenkins, is Hercules right angle drill coming out soon? I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen pictures of it, but I don't know when it's coming out. Master Force pliers will arrive tomorrow. Excellent. Do you have any suggestions for a reversible ratchet? We were just talking about that. I'm a software engineer. I'm so sorry. If you need any help on the site, we would love that, actually. Why don't you email me at red@thedentatools.com and we will talk. Do a history video for icon tools. That would be pretty funny. Did you see Maintenance Man's video from earlier today? I did, and it really upset me. He's a really nice guy, and he always tries to be fair and balanced and like give everyone their piece and their say. And it was a really happy creative outlet for it. And the small, actually, if you understand, the people in this like online tool community is a really small group with a whole bunch of small channels, and they bicker like nobody's business. And they're the ones who start the stuff where they're talking about who's allowed to talk about what. And I know some people were, criticizing him because they're like, well, you're just in maintenance. You can't talk about this other stuff. And you only have Ryobi tools. And man, it's just a bunch of BS from people who are sour that other people are... Honestly, I think it's people are sour because other people's channels are doing better than theirs. Yeah. And I was a small channel once, too. You can go back and see all my stuff. I haven't deleted any of my old content. It's all there. It's all terrible. And you never once heard me bickering online and trying to tear down other channels.
I would also add that just respect what he said in the video about, giving him his space.
I've only come out against one channel. That was AVE, and I called him to task for one specific thing, and I dropped it after that. If somebody asks me, I will respond, but I don't keep, harping about it. And I didn't use foul language and, why are you handing that to me?
It's the last drink in the house. If you would like some, we can share. Or not. I could just drink it and not tell you anything about it.
Very pink. Unicorn.
It's the glass.
Do you have any suggestions for... Okay, wait a minute. Is a Hercules portable miter saw stand worth the extra money compared to the Chicago for the DIYer? No. It is a luxury purchase. It is better. It feels better. It's a lot easier to work with. But you can do the same jobs with both stands. I have the Hercules. I love the Hercules. It color matches. It's a great stand. But it's like, can I get to the grocery store in a Cadillac, and can I get to the grocery store in a Honda Civic? Yep, they'll both get me to the store. One's just going to feel better doing it. Steve says he subbed to the Cubs channel, Audubon Dance. Stay in your unicorn lane.
I'm all up in it.
Let's see here. Gatekeeping is the word you're looking for. Alan, you were exactly right. And I, being a self-published author and being a big supporter of the self-published and micro-published software community, gatekeepers are something that held back creativity in this country for a long time in publishing and whatnot. And I hate to see small channels doing that to other small channels. All right, they don't affect me in reality. No one. I mean, my subs are going up. We're growing faster than we ever have, and some channel with a couple hundred subscribers bitching about it isn't really going to affect me. I have the luxury of being well past that point. But these other guys, like Maintenance Man, dude, he is a great guy, and I really, even the wife sat there. We were both actually pretty upset watching that video of him. And he also asked not to reach out, and I've respected his privacy.
That's what I was
And I'd ask also that you guys didn't go over there and make a big deal out of it. He's obviously dealing with something, so let him deal. I hope he decides to come back because he obviously likes to create, and
he's got good stuff to say.
Anyway, what is going on with that light, man? It is flickering like nobody's business. So who gets to review a cordless drill, a mechanic, a woodworker, electrician, or a metal fabricator? Yeah, exactly. Here's my statement. Is the information they're giving you, are they coming at it correctly? Are they using good data? Are they using good science? I don't care if it's a school teacher who's never picked up a tool before. If they can add value to the conversation and they can do it correctly, and by correctly, I mean the science is right, the math is right, they're not leading in with bias, then it's good data. It's all about the data. First, second, and third. Next is inexperience with the squeeze clamp spreader. You're talking about the cheap plastic ones, the quick ratcheting ones? Yeah. When I first started shopping at Harbor Freight, I bought a bunch of them. They all died. I went back. I bought the little cheap metal ones. They're fabulous. The cheap ones, if you are just looking for a quick clamp and you're not going to really put pressure on it, you just want to hold it in place, yeah, fine. You're better off just buying the metal ones. I use spring clamps for the quick, easy, I just want to hold it here. I'm not really trying to apply pressure. Rich says, agreed, a fire retardant safe is great for everything. Our reviews should be great. They are fabulous. In fact, we had one that had an electrical pass-through and an Ethernet pass-through. You could put a computer in it, mirror all the data in there, and, because this was before they had, everything in the cloud and whatnot. And even once they did have everything in the cloud, I had it in the cloud, I had it on that computer, and so if anything got lost, if the cloud died, I still had it. If my PC died, we still had it.
And that door in that room worked really well.
Yes, it did. It opened, it was right behind the door going into our major closet, and it opened backwards, so the door to the safe opened like this, and the door into the closet opened like this, so we could use it like a safety room by closing the door and opening the safe door, and you could just put a foot behind it, and there's not even the strongest man in the world could open that door. Mm-hmm. And then you're behind, several inches of, well, not several inches, but a bunch of steel and whatnot.
Yeah.
Best price would be good, but I would think that the China stuff would never go back up due to the recent tariffs. Go back up. You mean go back down? I'm not sure. Hiram says, I believe a lot of fanboyism is a result of status symbols and being materialistic. And you could talk about purple people and the Senegalese all you want because I'm weird and I made it up. Well, there you go. And you're right. A lot of it's status symbol. A lot of it is guys trying to
reinforce their own choices.
Yeah, well, it's almost, as I said, it's Stockholm syndrome for tools. I got suckered into spending a whole bunch of money, so I have to justify it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people they do it to prove that they're serious. And I've seen lots of real craftsmen who use the crappiest tools you believe, and they get done with their work, and you're like, I'm ashamed. I have all these great tools. I can't do anything near that. Mm-hmm. The daughter Russ says, hi, Eleanor. We'll tell her you said hi when she comes back.
She probably said hi.
In front of some of the Icon Tools box looks close to a Snap-on. I feel like Snap-on will sue Harbor Freight again. They might, but Harbor Freight's already cleaned their clock once on that. Twitter to Lynette Portal girls hands quick. Is that Russian code? I don't know what that means. Rich says, hi, I remember you saying the different ways to buy things from China. Very good information. Yep. Evening Red, still TDY in Colorado Springs. Michael, how's it going, man?
Oh, my gosh.
Still in Colorado Springs. At least it's a beautiful part of the country to be in. Mike says, can you please recommend a small circular saw? My current 30-year-old Black & Decker went back to the promised land. It was a 5.5-inch blade, and I still have 20 blades for. The Bauer cordless, I believe, is a 5. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a 5.5-inch, isn't it? I don't memorize specs in a lot of cases, in case you don't know. I deal with a lot of different tools. I can't memorize everything.
Daughter of Ra, your channel is going to blow up.
Sauerkraut says, no, it's Tech, not Tecton. I'm not sure what that is then. Chris just subbed to Daughter of Ra's channel. Jason says, if you can swing it, I get used commercial gun safe. I got a used $12,000 massive 6-foot inside safe with new reconditioned locks, paints over $4,500. That's not bad. That many, but you know what? The problem is, here's my issue. It's kind of like with tools. For that safe, you got a screaming deal. But how many people really need that safe? Versus how many people just need something to lock up? Like we paid, I think it was $800 for a 48 gun wide body safe with fire protection and electrical pass-throughs, and it was really nice for what it was. What's your next tool comparison after the pliers? That's a good question. I don't know if I know yet. Yes, it does suck that Neil left. Lowe's in Caryville, Home Depot is on the far north side of Cedar Rapids. Ooh. Drama draws views. It does. There's some people, there's one channel in particular that has been, their channel was essentially dead. They have a bunch of subscribers, nearly 40,000, But if you look at their daily views, up until September, their channel was all but dead. And then they started all this drama, and now it's got a slight pulse. But it's still not doing well. And as soon as the whole icon thing passes, they're going to go back to having nothing. And I'm pretty sure that all the companies that had been sponsoring them are probably going to stop sponsoring them, considering the language they've been using. You can't dox people and expect companies to still back you. Lowe's and Cara, we just said that. Only 90 likes, and it's almost 300 in the stream. Come on, Dan. AV just did a Glock bolter. Oh, I'll have to see that. I'm thinking about doing a Polymer 80. I'm planning to sell my FN, and I'm going to go all Poly 80s for all my regular sidearms. Not for my concealed carry stuff. I'm probably going to get, I hate to say it, but I may be getting the new Springfield. I know Springfield's not done the best for the community, and that feels really good on my shoulder.
We're catching up. We're not chasing rabbits into other rabbit holes.
Rabbit?
No. Nope, we're staying on task.
What's your email again? It was red@thedenofTools.com. What do you think of the sickle video? Nick, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it. I got really busy this week. We had a bunch of stuff going on. Remind me, jot down your little notepad over there, and I will check it out.
I am. And I do. Last week was bananas, and the next 2 weeks are going to be even more bananas. And I apologize that I'm rubbing my nose so much. I hate that when people do that. Sorry.
Novosnick says, I'm looking for a good set of breaker bars. What set do you suggest? Depends on how big you're looking for, but I believe Tecton has a good set. If you're looking for like small pry bars, there's some good ones, some cheap ones, hyper tough ones at Walmart. They're U.S. made. Stay away from the Harbor Freight ones. They're a little on the soft side. Hiram says, it's a really crying shame that 6'5" Ford hasn't even done a live stream, being that the guy has over 145,000 subscribers and he's earned each and every single one of them. Yeah, some people don't like doing live streams. I watch This Old Tony a lot. I don't think he does any live streams.
It's a totally different beast doing a live stream.
Yeah. Dale, $3 with the thumbs up.
Bing, 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 bing.
And Cliffo said, welcome to Cub. Hey, Cliff, how did you get, I know you're a member, but how did you get yours to show up as highlighted? Because a lot of other members have commented and they don't show up as highlighted.
I'm wondering if they just joined during the live stream. If maybe that's why it shows up like that. I don't know. If you know, let us know. Because then we'll all know. Bing, bing, bing,
Speaking of which, that's not it. We'll do that in a minute. Do the Cubs have Halloween costumes for this Halloween?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
Oh, no, the little one does, but...
He's not in charge of Halloween costume acquiring.
Nick says, your name is Jeff because it's addressed to Jeff. My name is Jeff, but it doesn't really matter because it ends up at the P.O. box. They just put it in the box number. Do you think the string light bulbs from Harbor Freight could be used in the living room or kids' room if you hang them up? Yeah, I don't know how much light they would do in a room. They're kind of ambient lighting. They're not like real, like read a book by lighting. But if you I've seen them where bunch them together in this big kind of cluster. That put out a decent amount of light.
Do they get hot? What kind of lights are
No, they're LEDs.
Okay.
If you're a tool reviewer and you do your job right, you should do all kinds of tools because that's the job you want to do. Yeah, that's pretty much the case. I don't think I've ever justified any of my purchases. Dale says, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Bear from Northern California, NorCal, in the house. George says, do you think it's worth buying into the DeWalt FlexVolt line? If they have tools that you need specifically, maybe. I would probably, if you're going into high-end professional tools, I'd probably look at Milwaukee. They've got a better warranty, 5 years. They stand behind it better than DeWalt does. They have as much, if not more, tools in specific genre. I like the Milwaukee tools better than the DeWalt. And I think the Milwaukee batteries are they're not cheap, but they're not as overpriced as I've seen with the DeWalt stuff.
I'm just going to say, John, your wife should totally get her own screen name, and she should join us in conversation. It says, John's wife again.
Oh, heck yeah.
Wait, don't scroll. Love Mrs. Bear's hair again. Hello, Bear family. So, yeah. So I don't know what your wife's name is, but hello, and I'm so glad you're here, and I'm glad you like my hair. Thank you so much.
Roz at 16 subs.
I know. I checked earlier to see how many people. We're going to just... Your channel's going to be amazing.
Jeremy says, Teak is the new line sold at Advance Auto. Well, that would explain what's going on at Advance Auto. I meant to follow up with them. They got rid of a bunch of stuff, and I couldn't figure out what was going on there. And I'll have to go check them out. Michael Chesney says, CS is okay. Want to go home in the worst way. Got a few possible gigs, including a return to the Mid-East for a lot of money.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. I'd love to go to the Mid-East. Way too many stoners in this town. Can't hardly go any place without catching a whiff of... Yeah. Welcome to Vegas. Or San Francisco. The last two places. It was everywhere in San Francisco. And here we've got, people like, woohoo, we're in Vegas. So you just drive down the street. It just hits you in your face when somebody drives by.
Chris says, at Goblin Bear, you'll really clean up in your business. Thank you. He will be totally thrilled. He wanted to say hello to you, by the way. He came out here and was bouncing and was like, can I say hi to Chris? So, thank you. He really appreciated your support.
Echo says you should review screw pliers for removing strip screws. I should. That would be a good one to do.
Cool.
A lot of the specialty kind of tools. Chris Brady for the Goblin Bear Super Scooper business. Oh, do you need him to come by for your? Is that Doberman?
Yeah, we do big dogs, little dogs. He does them all. Actually, his main
Sideways
client
dogs
had 3 dogs for a very long time, and he's had that client for a year. So, but thank you so much. That is a super generous donation, Chris.
Andrew Will says, hello, DeBear. I need an impact wrench to change out my vehicle's tires. Is it safe to buy in Milwaukee? No, it is. It's not safe. They'll come to your house and they'll mug you. I'm being snarky. Yeah, it is, but it's way, way overkill to change out your tires, man. Harbor Freight's got a... How much was that? $50 or $60 for the Bauer corded one? But, I mean, if it makes you happy, go for it. I mean, it's the pros use it, okay? But for most people, it's going to be overkill for just changing out your, swapping tires. Let's see here. Hard to type on a phone, right? Yeah. Yeah, it likes to change it to all sorts of stuff. Wohawk says, if you look at rabbits, white ones means no bears near. By, however, brown rabbits, ever see Charmin in the woods? Yeah, nice. VCG did a store review on Festool cordless oscillating multi-tools. I almost fell out my chair when they said it had a list price of $7.99. Zaffiel, I went, I think it was earlier this year. Or late last year, the Festool truck, they have a semi that is basically, it
transforms.
Yeah, it transforms out into this huge, woodworking shop. And I got to go around and use all of their tools. It's a fabulous tool. It's still a sander. And what I love is they have a cordless sander with a hose attached. At that point, why not just plug it in? Jeff email is red@red-beard.com. Antonio, thank you. That's another. Yeah, that also works. It goes to the same place. Chris says it's just when you first join. Well, thank you for joining. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. If they become a member, it highlights them. There you go. Mike Abs, from my experience, it's helping to restoration homes from the 1800s and looking at the craftsman done and all the craftsmanship done with hand tools is still a step above what we do with modern tools. Mike, as somebody who used to do that restoration, yeah, it is. And there's also something from the look of wood that's been worked by hands. You can't really imitate that look perfectly, and it has. You just know when you look at it, there's a sense of warmth that goes along with it.
Also, do you want to come visit us in Livingston? I'm just saying, we have a house, really old.
Why is Miss Bear wearing an adult toy on her head? Hey now.
Well.
Can you or the admin post links to your other channels? They posted most of them. Rich, welcome to the Den of Tools.
Bing! I feel like this is like my name tag. I should have
Huh. For those who seek candy from me, prepare Kalishnikovs and gas masks for the battle will be magnificent.
Whoa.
Who got doxxed? I'm not going to get into it, but...
Long story.
You're giving out personal information that's not publicly available. That's technically doxing. It's also against the terms of service for YouTube. You can get your channel shut down for that sort of thing. Went to an estate sale while on vacation.
Oh,
The guy had a
wow.
basement shop totally covered in sawdust. It looked like an incomplete homemade dust collector he gave up on. Breathe safe.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, you want to breathe for, like, you know, the rest of your life.
Daughter says she got your email. She's responding. Oh, man, my shoulder's killing me. Ronald says, for years, I kept inexpensive tools in my boats and cars. 2 sets of cheap Frenchy sockets, screwdrivers, pliers, pry bars. Always nice to have something like that. Yep.
Yep, especially when you see somebody on the side of the road that is completely unprepared.
Chris says, say hi back. He can do my yard if he wants to come to SF.
Hey, we'll look you up when we come.
We haven't been to SF in forever.
I know. And he wasn't born there.
No, he was in Oakland.
Yep.
He was straight hardcore out of Oakland.
Yep.
Zaffiel says, if Milwaukee is definitely not good enough to change that guy's tires, he needs a 120-gallon air compressor and an 1-inch impact wrench. Joe Smith on vacation? That's a good question. I was expecting him to show up by now. Chris says, my Dobie passed away in August. Now I have a pity. Aww.
Big hugs. That's hard. Super hard. I don't think Griffin's figured that one out yet.
Oh my gosh, I think we're caught up.
Shh! Do not jinx us. Don't say the C word.
Joe Smith has to say hi, Joe Smith, first. I'm sure he'll show up. He's probably around here lurking, stalking, waiting for some troll to pop up so he can banhammer him. Donna Russell, I was just informed by a YouTuber that if I get too popular with no content, I can get banned for buying subs. No, they can tell when you buy
I'm pretty sure
subs.
16 is not the limit.
They can tell where the subs come from, and they can, because they're smarter than the average bear and average supercomputer. They know how that works.
You could also, publish a video, and then you wouldn't have to worry about that.
They know who sources them.
I know. I'm trying to get them to post a video.
And when you do that, usually most of those subs you get are from overseas. What's the next comparison video after the pliers? One, the Gunrunner needs a head start. I know I haven't. I'm so behind. I got to catch up, and I finally got the Cornwell one with the Cornwell tool done. This is a great wrench, by the way, and I need to get it sent back this week. But they're fabulous wrenches. Cornwell is just a company that does not get enough credit. They're expensive. They're tool truck expensive, but
I was unaware that was the loaner. I almost whacked him with that earlier this week.
Well, I don't think it would have hurt it as much as me.
Right. Well, I was trying to, fix the reception problems you seem to be having.
Mark says, hey, Jeff, love all you do here. How do you compare the Icon ratchets to the gear wrench? Quite similar to me. Yeah, all this stuff. In fact, as I'm starting to refer to them as TTAs, or tool truck alternatives, there's this mid-price. I want to call them mid-range because I find them to be as good or within spitting distance of the tool trucks. The thing is, like, I was watching some video today from somebody who hates all of this stuff and just says, you should just buy the Snap-on, blah, 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 Snap-on this, Snap-on that, because I've seen a Pittsburgh, wrench die after, a couple years or something. I'm like, it's got a lifetime warranty. And if you pay, a Pittsburgh wrench, hell, you're paying $10, $15 for it versus $150 for the Snap-on. You could literally buy 2 of them and keep them in rotation. And I don't know, put the money towards your child's, education or something. Anyway, while we're caught up, I want to do a quick shout out and say thank you to everyone who helps with the channel. Everyone who, especially our the people who do the super chats, all of our members. Sorry, this is not updated with the members who joined just now. This is the Patreon version that's done through YouTube, and I'm really excited that we got to be part of this, and I'm excited that you guys are taking to it and helping us out, because all this money is going to get used to buy more tools and reinvest into the channel. And I hope that you guys will be able to see that, and hopefully we can grow from there. I'm going to post a link down to it here again. And also, I want to say thank you to everyone who's got the blue wrench behind their name there. That's all of our moderators who come here and help keep the chat family friendly. They answer questions. They find links, like Zaffiel there posting links for us so we can keep talking to you and getting the information flowing. Yeah. Really appreciate that. Also want to say a big special shout out to Larry Bentley, who just donated $5. Is your bell finger broken?
No, I'm waiting for you to read the rest of the message.
You forgot to do the ding, 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 ding.
You know what? It's all me, okay? This is my train.
He says, my toolbox might be Harbor Freight, but it's paid for, and it's making me money. It's not the best, but it gets the job done. Thank you for the reviews. Damn straight.
Yep.
You don't make money with your toolbox. I mean, I've got this icon sitting behind me. If I was in the business, unless I've got 20, 30 years under my belt and I'm looking for something just to feel good about, I wouldn't be buying one of these. This is a luxury purchase. This is not you need this purchase. And a lot of people, and that's what I really hate, a lot of these Harbor Freight haters try to come up with these false narratives. Like, well, if you've got a, you shouldn't be spending 10 grand to buy an Icon toolbox. No one, absolutely no one has been telling you that you should spend $10,000. Everyone said, this is how good it is. This is what it does. This is how it looks like. And if you like it, then buy it. That said, I can tell you that they're having trouble keeping it in stock. The Icon tools are flying off the store shelves. I've talked to several dozen managers at this point, and apparently they're selling these two professionals coming in going, I'm not buying another Snap-on, I'm not buying another Matco, and I'm getting that thing. So, for the mods, HVACR, $3. Woohoo!
And before we get totally crazy and lost, Brittany Emerson, which is the wife, said, do you make your own hairbands? My daughter, I cannot speak tonight, Ruwan, and I would totally wear them. I did not make this. I actually think it might have been a Dollar Tree purchase. And how old is your daughter? I kind of like to keep track because I'm a dork like that. Anyways, I'm so glad that you subbed. I saw your husband said that you subbed. So we love husbands and wives, girlfriends, friends, sister-in-laws, cousins.
We like having the whole family
the boy
hanging
down
out.
the road. Yeah, everybody. Everybody's welcome. So welcome.
The trick is to buy subs for other channels that you want banned. Nice, Zaf. Grant says, happy Sunday, Bear family. Finally purchased my first Hercules on Friday, and of course I used a coupon. Not for the drill, of course, but for the other $250 of merchandise. Jeez.
That's right.
Mike Hamilton says, Dent Tools is a pressure washer sandblasting a good option for multi-layer tractor paint removal. That stuff is excellent, and I've actually been meaning to talk about that because there's not a whole lot of people talking about pressure washer sandblasting. It is super effective. It's also a horrible mess. So if you're going to do it out in the field with a tractor, that's a great place to do it, but it will strip paint like nobody's business. You destroy it. A year or so ago, Cornwall bought it. Oh, I thought that said Kentucky. I'm like, wow, that was a smart move. Kennedy. Was it Cornwall I guess it was Cornwall that bought them. Yeah, I like the Kennedy stuff, man. Talk about stupid expensive, but I love the Kennedy boxes. But they're more of a machinist box, a lot slimmer drawers and stuff like that. Eric says, on the Icon tool chest, can you show or describe how the drawers open? Example, the U.S. drawers latch on the far. There's no latch. There's a tensioner that you have to overcome. It's a detent, they're called. So basically, and they're adjustable. You can turn it down to the lowest setting where it feels like you just open the drawer and it just slides closed. And it can easily slide back open if you bump it or something. And then you can turn the detent up and to the point where you have to really give it a firm tug to get it open.
Yes,
now,
I have noticed that.
The one thing you have to remember is the detent is built into the slide. So when the slide's on the other side, it's opposite. So when you turn it, you're going to turn one this way and the other one that way. It's going to be opposites. You're not going to turn them both the same way, because if you do that, then it'll be one side will open easy and the other side will feel like it's locked.
So they go opposite sides. That's not what your hand gesture.
That's exactly what I said.
No, that's what you said.
You don't have glasses on.
Oh my gosh. I'm your wife, so I'm always right. Do you hear? Oh, we're about to make history.
There we go.
It's happening. Ladies, gentlemen, he's all mine.
Hold on. Angry unicorn. Here you go. I see cornrow tool trucks throughout the KC area a lot. They're some areas they're real strong, and some areas they're not. It's kind of weird. Since you're all cut up, picked up a hyper tough quarter sheet sander and the random orbit sander. I put a couple hours on each of them. Pretty good so far. For the money, they're not bad. They really aren't. They're decent around the house kind of tools.
You're behind again. Just so you know.
You're behind.
That's right. I'm behind.
BBQ76 says, I just realized after one of your reviews that you're almost local. If you ever want to drive about an hour, I'll barbecue something for you. And the missus and the cubs. You out in Pahrump?
I just heard barbecue. When are we leaving?
I don't know. Are you in Pahrump? That's about the only thing that's significant that's an hour away. Ekka says, you're welcome. I'll drive long distance for barbecue.
Yeah.
Pancure says, I like your tool comparisons. Great channel. Like the bear. Bring back the bear. What do you mean bring back the bear? The bear's here Monday through Thursday. He gets the weekends off.
Yeah, he gets a little grouchy when he doesn't have the weekends off, and then people start getting eaten, and then the cops show up. Yeah, it's a big mess.
By the way, everyone, if you're new in the chat, make sure you type in at the Den of Tools, at the Den of Tools. And it shows up with a bright orange thing on it, letting us know that you're talking to me. We get so many comments in here that I have to do that so that I can know who's talking to me rather than you guys just chatting amongst yourselves.
Hey, Southern Belle.
Steven says, those people who say buy Snap-on or else don't realize that not everyone can afford Snap-on. You know, that's the thing, is they're using it as like a gatekeeper kind of thing. Like, well, if you're serious, you could afford it.
Well, I also think a lot of people who buy Snap-on can't really afford it.
Yeah.
They just tell themselves.
And which is why you get those Snap-on repo videos. Nothing like...
And we've all been there. We've all bought something we couldn't really afford.
Or you do buy it because you could afford it at the time.
And
then you've got nearly $1,000 a month in tool bills at some point, and then your wife gets sick. Mm-hmm. Or your kid gets sick.
Or life happens. Something happens.
Or some drunk hit and run on your car.
Yep, that's exactly what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Like something that's totally not your fault.
You can't, and there are people like, well, you should have planned. There's things in life that happen that you can't plan for, and you're just a stuck up, you know what, if you sitting there judging other people for stuff that have, anyway, I'm getting on my soapbox again.
Nope, it's okay. Climb down.
Douglas, thank you so much for commenting that. Have you heard of a company called SLG? They have a wrench. I have a wrench from them and can't find any info, just a single eBay listing. Never heard of them.
Huh.
The old saying stands, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian. Ridge Runner, you're entirely correct on that one. It is. Tools don't make the man. They may limit you, but tools these days, the technology, man, with CNC manufacturing, it's not like the olden days where you had to have a guy with 40 years experience to make sure that when the press came down, it struck just right because this one was quirky and this one did that. These days, it's all computer controlled and whatnot. And look at the video I did on the Snap-on toolboxes. There's no humans involved in the actual manufacturing of that. They load the stuff in. They maybe do some of the spray painting for the corners that the bots can't get to. They slide the drawers in when it's done and box it up. And they don't even do most of the boxing. Mike says, I helped restore a high-end house built in the 1830s. Craftsmanship was amazing, even down to the handmade brick with the occasional thumb or fingerprint in them.
Whoa, that is so cool. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see here. I deserve that beautiful Gucci box. That's our men's Gucci shoes. If I want one, I'll get one. No needs to tell me, but it's nice that someone gives us an alternative. And that's all it is. I mean, people get they get the panties in a bunch about this stuff. They really need to just grow up. And let's see here. My old Craftsman tool chest and drawer is 20 years old. Is about the same quality as these less expensive Harbor Freight. Back in the day, Craftsman made a good box. You know, they made some excellent. If you saw my video I did of the gunsmith, he had some. They're smaller Craftsmen, but they were older ones, and you could feel it when you open and close them. You could hear the quality in those things. They're not like the little tin boxes they have in Lowe's today. Novisky says, I've told plenty of guys that Harbor Freight is like crack for DIY guys. It's more than just DIY guys. You get all sorts of people in there all the time.
Wives.
Kennedy has all sorts of toolboxes, not just machinists. I don't know about that. I've looked at their entire line. I've never seen anything from Kennedy, unless they've changed recently. I've never seen anything from Kennedy that I would describe as a general mechanics box. They've got storage cabinets and stuff like that, but I've not seen anything like that. I'll take a look after this video, but Michael says, boss, I've been thinking about your project to test batteries. Sent you a link to a tool I have early edition of. It's useful, fairly common in the way of two-way radios. You're talking about that blue, I can't remember what it's called. There's a name for it. Let me see here.
Sorry, I'm distracted by cute pictures of Ricky in his Halloween costume.
Is he the bunny?
No.
Oh.
I was thinking that I should snuggle both of them.
I didn't get the email yet, but I'll check it out. I try to remember what it was. There's a charger that real common for lithium-ion battery conditioning and stuff. I've got one, but it's in storage somewhere. I'm probably going to have to buy another one because who knows what box it's in. Howie says, a Unibear.
That's right.
Echo says, this young cub has to go to bed. I have to slave away at work tomorrow. You take care. Always great to have you stop by. Jason says, are you going to release more Black Friday deals as you find them? Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to keep them all for yourself.
All to myself. Just
be like, nobody go to the store.
Ridgerunner says it's a Barracorn. The Angry Unicorn.
I have an identity crisis.
I'm hungry.
What was I last week? I was a dinosaur last week.
That's true. You were a dinosaur last week.
Yeah. Unicorn this week.
Nick says there will be a delay to my next video. Warhammer will take some time. Dude, so are you going like big Thor kind of Warhammer, or are you going for like authentic Warhammer? I have one around here somewhere, like a Footman's Warhammer. Where did it go? I usually keep it around just for, fun.
Yeah, I had to put it somewhere because
in case one of the
trap.
In case one of the littles gets out of hand.
I want to see it's over there.
James Luke says, as I said last week, you can always use my name. James, thank you so much. Yeah, my brain's a little scattered these days. What just jumped on me? Where'd it go? Quality tools due to technology has grown in quality. Take, for example, the new Craftsman plant in Texas. It's huge, yet will only employ 500 people. Why? Robotics. Yeah, that's exactly why.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
Yeah. I keep explaining to people because I get these people going, well, I'd rather have 500 people employed in the U.S. rather than overseas them. Harbor Freight. All right, how about that? Stanley Black & Decker, largest tool company in the world, is 4 times larger than Harbor Freight. They have 24 plants in the U.S., all of them with about like 500 people at each plant. They employ 18,000 Americans. Harbor Freight, no factories in the U.S., employs 1/4 the size, employs 17,000 Americans. You send the low-paying jobs over here, keep the major capital for reinvestment for hiring Americans at the same or higher paying wages here. I realize it's not simple math. It's global economics, but the facts of the matter don't lie.
Yeah, but you also, I hear what you're saying, but I think you also have to realize that a lot of people don't understand that. And so
I know. I keep explaining it to them. I say it right in the video, and they're like, well, I'd rather have the 500 here.
Right, but that's because...
Shoot yourself in the foot, why don't you?
But that's because they're regurgitating what somebody else has told them, and most people don't do any fact-checking.
Michael says, I need to go to work in the AM, so we'll sign out soon. Keep it safe. More when I know more. You take care.
Have a
Good
good
luck.
night, Michael.
Hello, Princess. Grant says, my Sioux Falls Harbor Freight was awesome. I went in and was pulling up the coupons on my phone. She said, you're good. And gave me the 20% off and another 10% off my entire purchase.
Oh.
Gotta love shopping at Harbor Freight.
Eleanor wants to share a picture that she drew.
And it says, this is a bear, not a mouse.
Yep. And she says that she loves the Den of Tools, right? Yeah. And it's kind of Halloween-y with our spider webs. So, thank you so much. You know what, Elle? We should start keeping these.
Yep.
You should put the date on the back of this, okay? And can you sign it? Because
We need to get some more of that magnetic tape. We can put it across the top up there.
Yeah, I know. That
Let's
was
see.
on my list of things to do today that didn't quite happen, which is why he's mentioning magnetic tape.
Nick Hoffman says, semi-authentic. I can't afford enough steel for a Thor-style one. Do you have any idea how much I think would weigh?
Hey, Joe Smith.
Eric says, I need ideas what to do with my ever-increasing collection of Harbor Freight free flashlights.
I have a suggestion. They make great gifts.
Yes, they do.
And there's also programs where they send things overseas to people that don't have a lot of stuff. Those are also really good.
You could give them out for kids on Halloween who don't have flashlights.
That's right.
Because you could, they can use the spotlight version, that side, for walking, and they can use this side and put it in their little bags and stuff to light up so that people can see them so they don't get hit by a car.
I'm also going to amend my statement about sending them overseas. Most of those programs want things that do not require batteries because kiddos are not going to be able to have access to batteries. Good job, Ellie Bell. Oh, you are so smart, Ellie Bell.
Brick House, TLC.
Good job.
Like it. I'm new. I need to know about a handheld sander. I need to sand down my wood gazebo. Any good ones out there?
Sorry.
Dude, I'll be honest. I am not the sander aficionado. I'm not a sander snob. I just use what works. My main go-to sander is a Black & Decker. I've got the little Warrior Detail sander. I've got a DeWalt Random Orbit sander, and I find it's not any better than my Black & Decker. Maybe somebody else out here who's like snobby about sanders can weigh in, but I don't spend a lot of money when it comes to sanders. Joe Smith's in the house.
Yes, I said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say that.
I know, because you were thinking about
Lies.
something else.
Do you think sites like Tecton will have a Black Friday deal? Ow, you're poking me with your ear. Ow, ow, ow. Stop. I don't know. That's a good question. They don't seem like the kind of site to do that, but maybe they will. Giddy's Giddy says I use whatever works. That's the way I am too.
I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
When your mind gets over 50, when you get over 50, your mind wanders. You got to chase it. Yeah. That's for sure. Let's see here. Mike says, I have only one complaint to pass on toolmakers. Stop with the printed and etched socket sizes. Go back to stamped print doesn't run. I agree with you, Mike. I do agree with you. They need stamped. Even the laser etched ones, it's not good enough. Unless you put it way far down at the very base, it's going to get rubbed off. Let's see here. Husqvarna Rider. What are your thoughts on Husqvarna chainsaws? If I'm going to put money into a gas chainsaw, it's going to be a Husqvarna. No two ways about it. I know some people may disagree with me, but I also am not buying gas chainsaws, so there's that. Dale says, my wife likes Harbor Freight terry cloth rags. Just found out where mine have been disappearing to. She says they're the best for canvas painting messes. There you go. Joe, I'll let her know you said hi when she gets back. Fact is, yes, American workers is good for the economy. Also keep in mind that those hired generally are no longer required to be skilled workers. Most are packers or QC, even in the factories. That's true. But my point isn't that I don't want American workers. My point is by offshoring the super cheap jobs that it actually, in the long run, gets us more American workers and more American jobs. It's the way global economics work. It's capitalism. And let's see here. Mark says, I'm thinking of getting an electrician or plumber's apprenticeship. Any tips? If you live in a mid to major metropolitan area, they're both great jobs. Just think about what part of houses you like to crawl around in. Plumbers, in both cases, they have a lot of the same kind of side issues and stuff that go along with them. Don't think that there's not as much math and stuff that goes into a plumber. Understanding water pressure and back pressure and all that stuff, it can get quite complicated. Granted, not heard as many people getting killed by plumbing as I've heard getting zapped by electricity. But they're both great, great fields to get into, and you'll always have work.
Griffey's having a moment.
What's going on, Griff?
I just went from 8 subscribers to 24 subscribers.
Woohoo! Look at you!
I was like it was
Be careful, you're going to give Duncan a run for his money pretty soon.
Yeah. I only need approximately 76 more subscribers.
I felt bad. We were at a YouTuber meetup this weekend, and there's a lot of people who are just getting started and stuff. Or there's some people who've been doing it for a year, and like, how many subscribers? They're talking to Duncan, and they're like, how many subscribers do you have? Because he mentioned he's got a channel he doesn't post to. And he's like, I just broke 100. They're like, one guy's like, I got 76.
Yeah. But, I mean, the thing is, especially...
I only need 76 more. So.
Yeah.
Maybe he can lend me some.
Yeah, maybe he'll lend you some. That it doesn't matter how many you have to start out with. Everybody starts out with 1.
Yeah. I started out there.
Don't beat yourself up. Whatever number you're at, that's great.
Yeah. And I've been doing this for 4 years. I've been doing it for 2 years hardcore. And... full time for about a year and a half. So, getting to 50,000 subscribers isn't something you just stumble into. A lot of people think you just post a video and then people will just come running to your door. If you don't have good content and you don't post consistently, you don't follow the algorithms, you don't do the stuff that YouTube makes you do, they're just never going to find you. And you can have the best store in the world, but that was another thing. People are like, well, Harbor Freight shouldn't have to advertise if they've got good stuff. That's the dumbest marketing ignorant comment I've ever heard. There are plenty of great companies out there who thought the same thing and went straight out of business because they made fabulous stuff and no one knew they were there.
Yep. That's a hard one.
Jeez, this faux folksyism these guys like to toss out like they're old salts who've been around. I just know a thing or two. Just not true. Just plainly not true on 99% of it.
Dale, about your wife taking the cleaning rags from Harbor Freight. Been trying to figure out where they've all been disappearing to. She uses them to clean the microfiber ones.
Yes.
Yeah. I was guilty of that once, and then I figured out I could get them for free. And so then I got a whole bunch. And then mysteriously, my stash started disappearing.
Yeah, because you gave them to your friends. Walt says those Black & Decker jobs will lift up the local company. They will, but again, they would be more jobs if they weren't...
Shut up, Moto.
Yeah, shut up. Where is it? Shut up, Moto.
Also, we should remind people...
Oh, Joe said hi, by the way.
Hi, Joe. Sorry, I was getting a drink. But I think this is also a great time to shout out our mods and remind people to share their own channels.
Oh, I thought we just did that, but...
Oh, maybe you guys did do that. Sorry, I
was
not, in the restroom.
Thank you, mods. All your blue wrenches with the cobalt blue wrench behind their name. Thank you for helping out. Many of our mods, I don't think I mentioned this before, many of our mods are also creators in their own right. So a great way of saying thank you to them for helping with the channel is by going out and checking out their channel and liking one of their videos. It doesn't cost you anything but a minute or two out of your day, and it's a great way of saying thank you to them.
And it's also, sorry to piggyback on what you're saying, it's also a great way to, when you hit that like and subscribe button, there are plenty of channels where I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally cool, and then I forget about it. And then when they post a video, I get the pop-up, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I totally wanted to go look at their blah, blah, blah video. So it's also a gift you give yourself by liking and subscribing. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents.
Rich says he wires the free Harbor Freight lights in series, uses them as 12-volt RV or automotive lights. That's pretty cool. Kevin says, bought that Craftsman torque wrench, hoping it's a nice tool.
I have 104 viewers.
Viewers or subscribers?
Viewers. And 10 subscribers.
What are they viewing?
My video. I broke 20.
Oh, hey, guys, go subscribe to my channel, Stuffed Animal Review. It has a little dog. And it has Stuffed Animal Review glowing.
L.
Nice.
L.
Owner, stop plugging your channel.
Griffey.
Where was I?
Everyone gets
There we
proper
go.
representation. Stop.
Oh, we got the Labrador dog. Come here. Bill. Oh my gosh, dog, you're going to kill me. I love you. Say hi. Say hi. Not in the face.
I want to love you
No, but
in
I
the
want
face.
to love you. No. No, don't bite.
Snap biting's for you.
I
Get
won't
down, down.
You do realize that no one could see that because
I know it was behind. I can't help what you. Yeah. Oh, so much slobber.
Oh, you're sleeping outside.
Yep. That's okay.
Somebody asked how long we had been married. It's 172
173.
72 years.
It's going to be. Can we tell them?
Yeah.
It's going to be 10 years at the end of this year.
Yeah.
What lubrication do you recommend for squeaky door hinges? I use white silicone grease because I use it for everything. It's kind of an easy catch-all. I use the spray kind. It doesn't attract dust. Basically, you got to clean them first. That's what WD-40 is good for. Is you clean them. Half the time, the squeakiness is caused by dirt and grime in there. Once you get it all clean, it's usually pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I have 25 subscribers.
You don't have to shout it out every time you get one new one, okay?
I know you're super excited. You know what you should be doing right now? Thinking about what your next video is going to be. You have some great ideas, so go think about it, okay?
I already have my next video.
Okay, but we're not going to talk about it
I
right
did
now.
it.
Okay.
Son is in bed, daughter Ross says.
Yay! Congrats! Hopefully you're having a drink or an ice cream or something.
Tahoe, use graphite. Graphite works too, but the problem with graphite is it blows around and it's it looks dirty. Have you tried any of the Ego battery lineup? What are your thoughts on them? I tried Ego when they first came out. I was like, these guys are going somewhere. They're going to take over this market. They've become a leader in the market. They're excellent. But I think for most homeowners, they're overpriced. They're excellent, but they're kind of like the Snap-on of battery-powered lawn tools. If you've got a medium or small yard, there's just absolutely no reason to go with them. Rybee makes an excellent, inexpensive mower. Cobalt makes an inexpensive mower. I had a Craftsman one, and I was obviously OEM from somebody else, but it could take on 2-foot tall grass. We went away for the summer, came back, and the grass had gotten way tall, and it just, I had to tilt it up to go at it, but it did it. Didn't have a problem with it.
New Do, good evening. Husqvarna Rider. I collect chainsaws. Okay, that is a new one. And I have seen that I work on a lot less Husqvarnas than... I can't read the rest of that.
Where are you?
Stills. Right there.
Then Stills and Echoes.
So, is your thought that
Steels.
Husqvarna doesn't need repairs as much?
Yes. James says, mind over 50, 55 in my case. We do chase our thoughts. Sometimes other things as well. Mostly speckled unicorns in my case. Dale says, hello, little bears. We'll tell them you said hi. BBQ 76, $2 for barbecue hauler. Bing! Danny 66, greetings, family. Zaffiel, that's really sweet of you. Thank you for posting that.
Aww.
He posted Griffin's channel again.
Thank you.
Thoughts on the 3.8 Milwaukee M12 Stubby? I don't have it, but everyone I've talked to said it is an absolute rock star. I know a bunch of mechanics who swear by that tool. Toolhead says, it's not so hard starting a channel, not unless you get viral videos.
No, it's so hard.
Oh, it's so hard unless you get viral videos. And viral videos, people think, well, I'm going to plan to get a viral video. No. Unless you've got money to spend in marketing to go along with that viral video, like buying likes and buying shares to boost it, yeah, you're getting a viral... I mean, the most views I got out of a video in 1 week, and that's usually... Viral videos are usually counted in 1 week cycles, was 250,000, and that's not even close to what's considered viral.
Yeah.
I have earned my way just chipping away, Moneyball style to this point. We've not had...
I love that movie.
Yeah, me too. We've not had any big, like, oh, we just broke out, got 1 million hits or something. I know I've seen a lot of channels that have that. Must be nice. I wouldn't know anything about it. In fact, I even contacted YouTube at one time and asked if I was being suppressed because they did for a while. I know they actually did suppress the channel because of that whole fallout with people doing inappropriate things with watching kids videos, and I was being targeted because it's an animated bear and they felt I was targeting children. I'm like, we're talking about tools. Do you actually watch the videos?
No.
The Ronald Smith says, I have a 40-volt chainsaw, electric chainsaw. It's a hell of a lot safer going to gas-operated one, especially if you're in a tunnel cutting up blockage in a
stream, I'm assuming.
Or drain.
Drain? It says dream.
Because I don't think it's doing it in a dream.
Hey, I've had some
chainsaw dreams. Usually it's someone coming after you, though.
Yeah.
What you said about my comment about the U.S. skilled labor force was just pointing out that it does neither good nor bad. It doesn't do bad. My point is it doesn't do bad. It just doesn't do as much good as it could. And my problem is that people want to ignore the math because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel like they're being patriots. Anyway, I've said enough about it. I'm not trying to harp on it. I'm not trying to put anybody in their place or anything. It's frustrating when you try to show people where the math ends up and they just don't want to hear it. I've noticed that many videos get 1,000 views and only about 100 likes.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people watch videos. There are a lot of people who feel really entitled to YouTube. It's really, even in the tool community, I find it hilarious, all these entitled people who are like when we started the channel membership, we got a bunch of people who came here and said, well, a lot of them said, I'm unsubscribing, and most of them I checked had never been subscribers. So they're coming from other channels just trying to give me grief. Yep. But a lot of it is people like, well, you shouldn't earn a living from YouTube. I'm like, this is actually a lot of work. We spend, I do as many hours here as I would normally do in a regular work week, and I'm like, yeah. Would you actually say that? How would you feel somebody said that about your job? Well, I deserve you to fix my car for free.
Right. Like, you should make a living fixing my car.
Yeah.
You should just fix it.
At least with fixing a car, there's a manual you can pick up that says this is what's going on, and this is how much you should get paid. We don't have any of that. There's this algorithm, and nobody tells you how it works, and you got to kind of guess at it and throw darts blindfolded and hope you figure it out.
Eleanor's on a roll tonight. She did another drawing.
But I tried badly because the little tiny thing just looks like a little tiny face instead of a skull. Because Daddy has a little tiny red thing.
Oh, you were doing it like Daddy's shirt, like the bear's shirt.
That was really cool. Nice.
That was really good, Al. We have an art gallery going on behind us.
Yeah. Antonio says, getting a lot of subs, you need to work hard and utilize and follow all the algorithms. Be successful on YouTube. Be consistent with your content. Keep trying and you'll make it to a high subscriber count. It's true, but the reality is the subscriber count doesn't mean anything. I don't get paid more for having a high subscriber count. It's all about watch minutes. In fact, if nobody subscribed, but we still had the same amount of people watching, still get paid the same. I'm actually planning to do a series on, because I get a lot of people come and ask me like, hey, I want to start a tool review channel or a product review channel. I'm going to start a video series on how to do that. Let's see here. I heard the Moto notification, almost turned off or looked at my phone.
Aw, Brick House TLC. Tonight, I would like to brag on you two for taking time to share your thoughts and knowledge with all of us here in Texas. Y'all are absolutely awesome family. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was really great of you to share that. Say hi.
I'm gonna. Are you serious?
Somebody was a little slow. You could have some sparkling water. I also have to say that I love your Brick House TLC screen name. Love it. Anyways, thank you so much for sharing that.
From one to another?
Yes.
Nice. Look at Makita. Good tools, horrible marketing. Sales could grow exponentially with more marketing. James, I don't know if you saw my recent video on the good, the bad, and Makita. I love Makita. Started out with Makitas. The first 3 power tools I bought, one was a Milwaukee Sawzall, and another one was a used Makita cordless drill. Yes. And another one was a Makita corded circular saw. This is back in 1988 or 89. I don't
1908.
remember. Yeah, back in the olden days, in the 80s. And I've been a huge fan of Makita, and I think they're one of the most, as far as power tools, they are the most underrated tools on YouTube.
Sorry, there's hardcore cake negotiating happening with the
cake.
Kids. I did a cakewalk today, and I came home with a cake.
Man, how does this happen? It said we were like almost caught up, and then I move it, it jumps, and it says we're like a third of the way behind.
Because I let you talk.
Oh.
That's what happened.
What is your audio setup? You mean for this recording? We use a Snowball microphone.
It's very high tech.
Hold on. You can see right there.
Ta-da!
That's not a moon. It's a space station.
Yeah.
There, get it out of the frame. We try to keep it simple. You know, I know a lot of people get real elaborate and whatnot, but if it works, it works. Did I miss anything else? Okay, we talked about Makita. Cheap reviews in the house. Cheap reviews, man. How's it going?
Hey.
What happened to you? You used to be posting a whole bunch of stuff, and then you stopped. Brick House, what's your favorite tool?
We've been asked this one before.
I know. I was going to say you, but you always say me.
I was going to say him. No.
Yeah. My favorite tool. My favorite stationary tool in my shop is my Hercules sliding miter saw. I really like the Win Orbital spindle belt sander. As far as hand tools, my Tecton flex head ratcheting wrenches. As far as power tools, my go-to tool that I grab all the time. Where'd it go? I just saw it. The lights. It's in my eyes.
Which tool are you talking about?
There it is. Because it's always within arm's reach. Is my Hercules. I use this for all sorts of stuff, man. 12 volt is the way of the future. I'm telling you, it's light, it's easy to use, it has a ton of power. Unless you're doing some really hardcore stuff, there's no reason to lug around an 18, 20 volt tool all day.
I would say a vehicle would probably be my favorite tool.
Yeah.
But I do also like sledgehammers.
I'll be right back. Yes, you do.
And crowbars.
I was saying
because
crowbars.
I like to demo stuff. I like to break it apart. That's not to say that I don't like building stuff. I am definitely not the goddess of all things tools. But we have definitely done some projects, and I may not necessarily know what everything does, but I am excellent at being told what to do. Okay, that's a complete and total lie. I like learning about things, and sometimes when he tells me how to do it, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have troubles. But yeah, I like demoing stuff. I like breaking stuff apart. So I guess that answers that. So I'm gonna slide on over into the comfy chair. So, welcome to the wife's channel. Aw, Antonio said, congratulations on the almost 10-year anniversary. Thank you. A marriage is amazing, but it's also a lot of work. And anybody who tells you it's rainbows and unicorns is lying. Or not married. Oh, Chris, your birthday is in December. Our anniversary is in December as well. James, I do not think that you should put the jelly in any of your squeaky doors. Have a great night, Mark. Walt Lars says, how does the Goblin Bear get around to jobs? Let him use the scooter chair and a wagon as a tractor to haul tools. You know, he would probably do that. Currently, because he is so young, I take him to all jobs and I supervise all jobs. It's mainly just for safety and security. Inherently, when you're dealing with animals, he could potentially be hurt. But he, like I said, he's had a number of clients for almost a year. And so our rule is that all animals are inside when he does his jobs. But so far, I drive. If they change the rules next year and 8-year-olds can drive, then he will drive himself. What are you trying to say, honey?
You're my seat.
Hey, how's it going?
Move
Hi. Who knew you'd be here?
Move your unicorn tushy.
Oh, my goodness. I had the comfy seat for like a hot second.
The seat is for bicornal people only.
Whatever.
Congratulations on our 10-year anniversary.
Yes,
that was
I
so
already
nice. Chris's birthday is December 28th.
I mentioned that as well.
Get your horn or your ear out of my ear.
I also told James to keep the jelly out of the squeaky doors.
Oh my gosh. You know, that Kentucky jelly is really good on toast, man, you know. A little bit. There's an old radio gag on that whole thing. It's hilarious. Mikey, or Mark, sorry, you have a good night. Take care. All right, it's speed response time so we can get caught up. How does the Goblin Bear get around? You talked about that. Cheap Review says hi. Let's see, Grant says I wasn't supposed to be on tonight. Supposed to be in Haiti on a mission trip. Oh wow, teach some kids. Too much uprising. Yeah, that sucks. Excuse me.
Skateboarders use good bearing lube. That is correct. I want to say lightning. No.
Yeah.
What was that stuff?
Aberkin says, in the long run, robots are the future of manufacturing, and it's better we get a head start on it. The Chicom companies will do robots eventually, and robots are gonna happen. There's just no two ways around it. So rather than trying to worry about manufacturing jobs, get inexpensive tools in the hands so guys can become electricians, they can become plumbers, they can work in aeronautics, get them into the skilled trades that actually make money. The days of a guy getting out of high school, going to work for Ford, making $80,000 a year while the wife stays home and puts 3 kids through college and has everything they want, and they go on vacation every year. That's behind us, guys. And the world moves on. You're just not going to get those days back.
Beam me up, Mr. Scott. I used bones back in the day with my skateboard.
Does putting dishes away count as a drink? Oh, jeez.
No.
Wife wants to know where you got your towels free. Harbor de Freights.
Yes, Harbor de Freights. I'm like, what tells?
It was pretty common for them to have a free coupon for shop towels. Sorry.
Yes. No, it's okay. I'm glad you yes.
What do you recommend for a cordless lawnmower? Only need about 15 minutes to run a small lawn. Ryobi. I did a whole thing on it last summer. The Ryobi one is great. As Effie said, I stopped posting the link. The game has already gone to his head. Yes, it has. Yeah, yes. It does so easily. Yeah. Griffin has more subs than me. But he also has a video. Or 2.
Yeah.
Game equals fame. There you go.
Yep.
Got that endorphin kick going thing, right?
Yep.
Elkvist says, howdy, y'all.
Hey.
Toolhead says, I'm switching all my outdoor power equipment to battery, then I can charge for free with my solar panel system.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Love it.
I gotta say, for the average homeowner, They don't have lawnmowers, but they have about everything else. The Walmart Hyper Tough system is great. And if you can wait and buy off season, like if you buy the power outdoor equipment in the fall, it's all like 20% off, like 80% off. It's stupid cheap. And they have 20 volt and 40 volt, and the 40 volt just uses 2 batteries. So you can get that extra power and not have to buy a whole nother battery system. They're not top of the line things, but they're homeowner grade, and they're great for that. See, this is what I keep talking about. People are always like, you're such a Harbor, when people say that, you're a Harbor Freight shill. I'm like, you have not watched any of my videos. Definitely none of my live streams. Yeah. The Walt Lars, see above. Harbor Freight. Let's see here. Husqvarna says, well, it's time for bed. Have a good day, everyone. You too.
Have a good night.
Sonic says, great video on the empty box end wrench, Jeff. Give me more faith in Pittsburgh. It was surprising. Pittsburgh, Husky. I was real surprised how the inexpensive stuff held up. And I get lots of people commenting. For some reason that video got reintroduced recently, and it came up that I got a lot of people saying, well, this doesn't prove anything. Why, no one's ever going to use it at this point, at these strengths. They all survived to that point. That literally was the point of the video, was that they're all that good, that your hand can't put enough pressure to damage these wrenches. Any chance of Elle redrawing a Ram or Golden Bear?
I will ask her.
You know how artists are. They have to be inspired. We've asked her a dozen times, man.
Yep.
Eric says, I refuse to like videos because it makes the YouTube bubble much worse. It does do that. You're right. If you start liking stuff, man, YouTube starts shoving that stuff. What did I watch? I've been watching a bunch of This Old Tony recently, and he says he's a hobbyist machinist. He's better than most machinists that I've seen. And I started getting ads for, was it Mitsuku? Not Mitsuku.
Yes.
Mitsuyuka, whatever. I can't pronounce it. $26,000 measuring systems. Like, yeah, that's a little outside my budget.
Yeah. Daughter of Rock
Just by that much. Wait.
has 18 subs. Wow.
Hand me my digital calipers over there.
Very fancy.
Yeah, like... That's my scientific measuring budget right there. Yeah. I'm not buying a $26,000 measuring system.
No. Daughter of Ra has 18 subscribers. I'm just saying, we should get over 20. It'd be awesome.
Share the channel, hit the like button. Grant, thank you very much for commenting on that. You know you're right. Even if you can't join, become a member, even if you can't donate or buy any of the merch, first of all, we just appreciate you hanging out and commenting and being part of the community. Because I've said long ago, you can go back. There was one of my first live streams. Somebody asked, "How big do you want your channel to grow?" And man, 50,000 at that point was like a pipe dream. That would never happen. I said, I don't care just as long as we have a good community. And I honestly believe that our growth has been slow and steady because I haven't gone out of my way to go after that fast growth. I haven't gone after the low-hanging fruit, because when we do that, we get a bunch of people in here who are not what I consider to be worthy of this community, to be entirely honest. I mean, if you can call me a snob or whatever, but I like nice people. You are the company you keep. Yeah. A man or woman is judged by the company they keep, and that's why I don't get into it with those other channels that like to talk and squabble and, man, just like act like, I hate to say it, act like old women, gossiping and, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I know what you women do when I'm not around.
We're half an hour behind in comments.
All right, no, we're not that far behind.
That's what Charles is saying. Charles
is exaggerating. We know Charles. He exaggerates all the time.
Not like old women.
They gossip. And it's not... Where I grew up, men did not do that. They didn't have time for it. They didn't trifle with that sort of thing.
Have you seen the internets?
I have. My favorite tool is my brain. Shadow's Edge, you got that right. When is the Bauer fan coming out? I don't know. I've pinged them about it. Who knows? It needs to come out soon. YouTube takes a lot of work making the videos. You're doing the time. Editing is half the effort. People do not realize how much time, and it's learning a whole new thing. This is not something I did before. I dabbled with it from here and there, but I'm not a professional editor. I'm not a professional artist. I'm not a graphic artist if you've seen the graphics I use on the channel, you know I'm not a graphic artist. A lot of the people who become really successful on YouTube were professional editors and graphic artists because they can produce their own extra content. I can't do any of that. Do you know of any video editing program for the Android phone? Walt, I don't. With my eyesight, I can barely see my phone, and I've got a 5.5-inch screen. And I'm so stubborn, I won't carry my cheaters around with me. I know I should. My little fold-up ones have disappeared from the truck. Have you seen those?
Your fold-up glasses?
Yeah.
I think I know where they are.
Yeah. Did you walk off with them?
No. See, what happens is I don't actually put things in different places. Hey, daughter of Ra, it's a bunt cake. I won a bunt cake at a cakewalk. It is the red velvet persuasion.
And Sauerkraut wants to know what a cakewalk is.
Okay. So it's usually like a donation or like a school event or fundraiser or something. You pay $1.
Can we just call him Angry German?
No. And you pay like a certain amount of money that goes towards something. And then they have numbers, and then they basically play music like musical chairs, and when they stop, they call out a number. So if you're on like number 7, you get to go over to this thing.
It's musical chairs for cake.
Yeah.
Right
you
to the
should
facts.
stop talking.
How you doing?
Hey,
Good
how's
looking.
it going?
Just so you guys know, she thinks you're pretty special because this is the shirt she just bought for our date night. She's wearing it for you.
Yeah.
Two-timer.
You know what's terrible is I actually had a shirt for tonight, and I completely forgot it upstairs.
And upstairs is way far away.
Yeah. So you guys will get a cool shirt next week. Sorry.
Here you go. Brad's Project says, I've had the Kraus & Becker paint sprayer for 3 years now. It's made me a lot of money. Great machine. People ask me about that. I say I haven't used it. I know people have. I've heard good things about it. There's more. James says, yes, I actually watched your Makita Tools video. I was bringing that point, replying with your mention of lack of marketing. You're right. And what I've heard, grapevine, because they won't call me back either. I've tried to reach out to Makita. And a lot of people think when I say I reach out to these companies, I'm just calling them saying, hey, send me free stuff. I'll be honest. Who doesn't like free stuff? Is there anybody here who's going to raise their hand and say, no, I don't want any free stuff. Please just don't send me any free stuff. Unless you're China, in which case the free stuff thing is getting a bit much.
That is honest.
Yeah, because then I have to take it straight to the trash. But the reason I contact them is so I can get that line of communications going. So when you guys ask me questions, I can turn around and be like, hey, dude, I got 20 people asking this. This is obviously a big issue. What's your response? That is the real value in having a relationship with a company to me. Harbor Freight, I've got that relationship with. Tecton, I've got that relationship with. Do they send me free stuff? Sure. Tecton gave me 3 free items. That's all I've ever gotten from Tecton. No more items. I might get something in the future. Who knows? But the best thing is I can call them up. Well, usually email. They're not too good on the phone. I can email them. They'll get back to me and give me information. That's the real value in having a relationship with a company like that. Who carries Win tools? Amazon for the most part. You might see them in a few other shops or stores. But most people I know who get them through Amazon. And I'll say they're not bad. They're not bad tools. For the $1, they're pretty good. Their customer service is about non-existent, though. So you got to hope that it stays good.
I don't even know where you are. A whole bunch of people are talking about that they have anniversaries in December because December is a great time to get married.
Look at this. You saw I was right here. I moved it, it jumped, and now we're again a third of the way behind.
Yep, I'm telling you.
And we're on live chat. We're not on top chat. I absolutely hate the chat system on YouTube.
Charles Ball, congratulations. Your parents were married in 1972 on December 2nd. Aww. Daughter of Ra had a nearly Christmas-themed wedding in the middle of July. I love it. I love how your mind works.
Rich Runner, his anniversary is in 2 more days. Congratulations. That's
Says,
awesome.
3 years married, been together 12 years.
Woohoo!
Yes. DR Falcon says anniversary's also in December.
Hold on, we're skipping somebody.
Oh.
Aubreykin said, I wouldn't have bought the Drill Doctor if I didn't find the older model, truly barely used, in a box with all the parts for $15 at a thrift store. That's a good find. The new ones I hear are junk. Stay away from them. But I did hear some of the older ones, if you worked it right, could actually do a pretty good job.
I am so sorry. I was not trying to skip you.
Right. Go on with your little self.
With my little unicorn self. Grizz says, Den of Tools, I'm blown away how many times you know and actually answer our comments. I don't see that on other creators with much less subscribers. You guys seem like friends I haven't met.
Grizz, we love having you here.
Yeah,
We're always excited when you see your face. That's the other thing. If you guys are going to be active in not just my chat, but other chats, you see how Grizz and a lot of the other ones have actual icons next to their name. When we're going through, it makes it easier for us to see who that is and remember who it is. If it's just like, now, Frank, I'm going to call you out here because you're here. You asked what's for dinner. And I had barbecue for dinner. It was really good. Oh, no, that was lunch. You got me that, you made that scramble thing.
Yep.
That was good, too. But, Frank, like, right now you've got the generic YouTube icon, this little circle with the silhouette, which is cool, but you look just like every other person out there. If you take the time, and it doesn't take a whole long, just to come up with some random icon, lets you stand out. Because, like, when I see Grizz, he's got the silhouette of his face. I know that exactly. DR Falcon's got the little cat face. I know him immediately. You know, Joe Smith's got his little, tactical dude down there. We know him exactly. It's, they pop out. Dano's Toolbox with the big red, I don't even know what it is, but it's a big red circle. And, if I had my glasses on, I could see what it is. But it's much faster than reading the name. And as you can see, I got to move quick.
Yes, and I know that we're behind and you're going to be scrolling to the next thing. But we really do think about you guys all the time.
We talk about you guys behind your back.
And, sometimes...
It's all good stuff, though.
Yeah. But, you guys really are kind of like family and friends in a lot of ways. So even though we haven't met you, you are still awesome, and you're definitely our family and friends.
Well... And this is a dirty little secret. As much of a hillbilly redneck that I am, I actually have a very long, what's the word I'm looking for? Streak of a little bit of hippiness in me. I mean, I married a girl from Berkeley after all. And her dad and I, actually, she was really worried because we were opposite ends of the political spectrum. Not opposite. I'm a centrist. He's a far left. But he was so far left, he came back around the other side as almost a libertarian. And what?
Carry on.
But we're both of the, like, so if a lot of people don't know, I'm a what do you call it? Minister, a registered minister or whatever. Universal Life Church represent, and I've done a couple weddings. I think only 2 at this point, and 2 really close friends. And one of the sermons I wrote was talking about the family you choose. And we're firm believers of that. There's the family you're born with. Family I was born with. 3 sides of it. Just complete trash. Other than a few people I've reconnected with who are just amazing women. And I've really been blessed to bring them back into my life and my family's life.
I made that, and now my arms are very sore.
I bet. Am I coloring? But then we also believe strongly in the family you choose.
Yep.
And you,
or who chooses you.
Or
Sometimes
who chooses
it works
you.
out that way.
And you are our family, and we love spending this time with you. We look forward to it every week.
Yep. I have to go do some stuff with Littles. I'll be right back.
All right.
Like 5 minutes, maybe.
Great. Now I don't have to share the space. My shoulder's killing me. There we go. Now that she is gone, let's talk about that crazy unicorn.
I'm watching you.
She's got her phone with her. She's watching us. Actually, no, she left it right here. Anyway, not sure if you saw it, but Client Graphics did a head-to-head test of a bunch of 3/8 ratchets, including Snap-on Icon Tecton, and the Tecton tied with Snap-on for the win. I'm not surprised in the least bit. I like Tecton. I like him a lot. It's just that Snap-on isn't as amazing as... Can I help you?
I was just picking up the...
I know you were. Come here. Hi. Princess SS. So, it just, Snap-on used to be amazing. They used to be great because they could do stuff other people can't. The technology with foundry systems and forging and cold rolled and stamped and CNC has caught up to the point where, you know, if you've got the money, you can buy the technology off the shelf to build products at or close to that level. Even if the TTAs, the tool truck alternatives, even if they're only 90% the quality of Snap-on and they're half the cost, they all have lifetime warranties. So why pay $170 when you can pay $60? It just doesn't add up math-wise, and people can try and justify it any way they want. But I'm a guy who runs businesses. That's what I've done for most of my adult life. And I understand delivering a quality product. I also understand, you know, keeping a profit to pay for groceries and put kids through school and do all the other stuff. And if you spend too much because you're not technically, I think it's just being lazy. You're like, I'm just going to buy the best and be done with it. Well, fine. Then throw your money away. And Client Graphics. I think Client Graphics has a great channel. I've chatted with him a few times. He's not a close friend. We don't correspond back and forth. I think he's a great channel. I don't always agree with everything he says, but I don't disagree with most of it. But it's, you know, I can watch channels that I don't always agree with. There's a guy, I can't remember the name of it. He's a welder. He does some really cool stuff. He does pit crew for NASCAR. He used to be a fabricator. Now he's his own business. And he uses all name brand Lincoln stuff and whatnot. He probably wouldn't touch a Harbor Freight with a 10-foot pole, but I still like the stuff that he does. What's your take on Justin Dow versus Justin Sturgill? Justin Sturgill is a drama queen looking for YouTube drama money. Plain simple. He'll go after whatever it is he thinks will get him views. He's openly been hypocritical in any number of ways. I mean, the guy just did this whole long rant about, like, if somebody has been a bad person in their past, you can't trust them and we deserve to know. The guy's got double felonies. How do you sit there on YouTube with 2 felonies calling other people who have had minor infractions saying that they're losers and that they can never change their life? He said basically if you ever use drugs, that you can never change and you'll always be a drug addict. I know lots of people who have, you know, I know lots of recovering alcoholics who have changed their life and become better people. I myself did not always live the life that, you know, live my life the way I wanted to. And I could get into more detail if we do like a adults only chat or something. But people can change. And he's sitting there saying all this stuff and he's got 2 felonies. And it just, the hypocrisy, that's my pet peeve, is people who are hypocritical. Once you come out as being an openly hypocritical person, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just done. Because who knows what else you're going to say just to serve your own purposes at that point. You've got no ethics, no morals. Anyway, sorry, I know I'm ranting, but the guy, I also have a problem with channels that go after smaller channels. These big channels who like to send their users off to harass other channels. And that's what he does. Robots are taking over McDonald's, so we need to learn how to fix the robots to keep the hamburgers coming. Can't not have my hamburgers, man. I love that salt. Brick House, Mama Bear, your favorite tool is a tank, a sledgehammer, and whatever you can think of behind closed doors. That's about right. You should see her at the gun range, man. She rocking that, what was she shooting? MP5 full auto? Man, just tight groups. It was beautiful. Aubreykin, not saying we're getting the old manufacturing back, but making the cheap tools here, or even Mexico, India, is more important than Chinese corps problem. No, because if you make them here, we lose money in the long run. It's an investment thing. God, that's what I was trying to explain. You got to understand how global economics works. If you spend that money here, you get 500 jobs. If you send that money overseas, you get back 750 jobs. It's not intuitive. Not everything in life is intuitive and simple. But the thing is, we're going to get more. There's going to be a time here within my children's lifetime where all manufacturing is local because it'll all be essentially 3D printed. You'll have pick and place machines and 3D printing, manufacturing on spot. You'll go to AutoZone and there won't be a storeroom in the back. There'll be 5 3D printers with a pick and place machine making the part for you when you order it. You know, they're like, I need this part. Okay, that'll be 5 minutes. Can you wait, or do you want to come back and pick it up later? That's the way it's going to be. I'm not hypothesizing. I have good friends who are in that industry. One of the guys I used to work with left my company to go work for a company designing a titanium 3D printer. It prints titanium pieces for the medical industry. And they can whip one of those out in 20 minutes. It's freaking amazing.
You're so behind.
You're behind.
I also realized that we have friends that are coming to visit tomorrow, and I forgot to respond to them. I wrote something but didn't actually hit the send button.
Chinese corporations have to be in good graces with the CCP to operate. Yeah, the Southern Free Trade Zone in China does not operate like the rest of China. Now, Shenzhen and that kind of stuff, but you got to understand all the Chinese. I've done importing from China. I was a licensed importer. I've imported. I've been through the whole thing. I know how the manufacturing over there works. I've worked with Chinese manufacturing companies. It's not that cut and dried. That's a fairy tale that people like to tell you there is, but that's like saying you have to be part of the Democratic Party here because they control the Environmental Protection Agency. Yeah, that is partially true, but there are ways around it as well. I'm new to watching tool reviews, and I see a lot of an acrimonious talk. I hope this is isolated rather than a trend. Tahoe Jimbo, it is a new thing that's come up. People are getting really kind of... I hate it, which is why you don't see me doing any videos on it. I talk about it here with our core user group, the people that we can sit around with friends and chat with. And you notice I'm not the one bringing it up. If people are asking me my opinion, I think it's absolutely hurtful and hateful. And it's people trying to prop themselves up at the expense of others. Trying to push themselves up. Well, I'm a real professional because I'm calling these other guys losers. And only losers would say... And they always have the same argument. Here's the thing. Find one of those other channels that is spreading this hate, that's saying negative things about Harbor Freight or everything else, that does actual apples-to-apples testing. The closest I've seen is somebody take one tool and another tool and go, see, this one, Snap-on's better. That's not the same thing. All right. My shirt is totally solar powered. Everything is solar powered. It recharges everything, all the batteries, keeps the lights on, and I have an inverter to operate. For your shirt, maybe that's a text type, talk to text thing.
Maybe.
Levy Wolf, $3 with the thumbs up. Levi Wolf. Oh my gosh.
Order up. Oh.
All right, I got to catch up here.
Yes, you're very behind.
I'm almost 60. Can't wait till 100. Oh, so old. You definitely don't shill, and that's why I like you. Please keep it up. Thank you very much. You know, they've just... Trust me, I get Harbor Freight hate mail all the time from... Well, you said something negative about blah, blah, blah. I said something...
What did you say while I was gone? Bearskin rugs, flamethrower comments?
Yeah. Mr. Bear, you are a snob. I am a snob. I really am a snob. I'm a snob for people doing things the right way. Quick, cackling like a bunch of old hens. Yes, thank you. Mr. Bear, I received my name from my son in the music group, the Commodores, TLC. Yeah.
That's right.
I love the Commodores. I just subscribed number 51.
Yay.
You're growing the channel the right way, brother. I appreciate your morals, and you stick to the data. Thank you very much. Where is the battery operated? I have said as much, or at least for the Hercules brand, because it's the professional line. I said they needed to get something like... Actually, what I asked for was not a coffee maker, but a... what do you call it? A toaster oven. So you could like toast a panini or something.
Yeah.
Mrs. Bear, look at the email I sent you. DOR says.
I think I did already. Super cute pictures. I will look again.
TSC has a 3-pack of cheater glasses for $8. I just bought a 3-pack. See, I actually have a set right here. I keep next to my desk. But I had a foldable set that came, like, they fold up to, like, the size of a Zippo that I kept in the truck. And they have pissadeered.
Could also be that he can't see, so they might be in the truck.
Something I do, Mrs. Walks, because Mrs. We all do a ton of meat raffles. That's interesting.
That's cool.
Go change your shirt.
Me?
I don't know. Let's see here. If you had to pick between Milwaukee, Makita, and DeWalt, which way are you going? I'm not going DeWalt. I can tell you that much. I would have to look at what tool. Here's how I do it. I look at what is the primary tool that I'm going to use. And then I look at who makes that best tool. Because between the Makita and Milwaukee, it's give or take. It's 6 of one, half dozen the other. Milwaukee has a better warranty, and they're very avid about standing up behind it. Makita has some excellent tools. I would be hard-pressed to make that choice between the two. I might lean towards Makita just because I'm kind of a little bit of a fanboy when it comes to Makita. But I like the Milwaukee stuff. My first power tool I ever bought was a Sawzall. A long time ago. As an ag shop teacher, I respect your thoughts on technical education also. This weekend I picked up a Hercules cordless drill impact driver on your suggestion. That's awesome. What's it? I know a shop teacher is, but an ag teacher, like in high school, that's awesome. At this rate, I'm going to be at 100 subs and going to actually need to make a video. Woohoo!
That's right. I'm just saying, you can make it on anything.
Yeah.
I'll totally watch it. For sure.
You could do it on the care and raising of a Steve.
Yes. Or on the cuteness of a Ricky.
How to raise a husband.
Yes. In like 900,000 easy steps.
You'd probably get 1 million views on that. Thoughts on Proto Tools? Overpriced, good, bad quality, worth the price. I can't see my things in the way.
It's because he's blind.
This is a whole bag, care of you-know-who, of Proto Tools that we're going to be going over. I've had some more recent. I think, the Blackhawk ones, I'm not a fan of the Blackhawk, the cheaper ones. These are the professional grade ones. And I think Proto is decent. It's Stanley Black & Decker, and I kind of have... I'm not happy with Stanley Black & Decker. I won't say I have a grudge against them. I'm just not happy with a lot of the choices they make. But they make some decent tools. I know a lot of people who use them. Brad's Workbench, he swears by them. They make good tools. They do. Can you get as good of tools for cheaper? Well, we got a video on that, and we're going to explain that in further detail. So we'll leave it for the video. Adding an icon. There you go. Yeah, daughter raw. Just about the Hercules 20 volt. Would you suggest sticking with the 20 volt or dabble with the 12 volt or both? If you are okay with just the 3 12 volt tools, and you're not going to need more than, I really like that screwdriver. And if you're like, hey, I just need this one 12 volt tool, and I'm going to get that, and you already have the Hercules, so you already have a charger that works with it, so you could keep just using that single charger that you have. Like, I have my chargers mounted on a post, so I don't have to add a whole bunch of more chargers to it. That's fine. They're great tools. They're just, and they have brought the price of them down. But, like, if I was new and going to invest in a 12-volt system, I would probably, first, I would go with Milwaukee. Second, I would go with Makita.
Danny066, congratulations. Been married for 16 years on the 22nd of November and known each other for 20 years on the 20th of November.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Cheap Review says, y'all crack me up.
That's right.
Donna Ross says, I'm ordained. It was an emergency situation. Grandma, who was doing the ceremony, went to the hospital the night before.
Oh, no.
Be nice to us libertarians. Or not. It's your choice. Nice. I like that.
I don't even see where you are.
We're getting there. I'm not totally waiting for an L picture for Ricky. I'm totally waiting for an L picture for Ricky. My 15th anniversary is March, 25 years. We just said that. I think I speak for many of us when I say we look forward to this time all week. Thank you, Mark. We love seeing you guys show up. Hammond says, donut. Where? Where's donut? Is there any cake left? I missed it. There's no cake left, is there? Carol's birthday, 12/57. I had 5 7 make from 12. I tease her until her she's twice. Twice as bad as the devil, right? Nice. Snap-on isn't nearly as impressive as their prices. Oh, that's for sure, man. I wish I had a family. Everybody in my bio family is dead now. I'm sorry. Everyone in mine is either dead or won't talk to me. And it's not like I did anything. My mother's side of the family all freaked out. They went far left, that kind of knee-jerk, kind of liberal, and accused me of voting for Trump.
Let's not even go down it.
I didn't.
I know that, but it's not even worth wasting the breath.
Yeah, well.
Because it'll just make me irritated.
I love your family relationship. Well, thank you for being part of our family. And as I always say, if you're ever in the Las Vegas area, give us a holler. We'll meet for dinner or drinks or something.
And if you send us an email and you don't get a response back, I probably wrote you a response and forgot to hit the send button. So send me another message. Like, I'm going to send a message tonight because I wrote out a lovely message to our friends that are arriving tomorrow, and I didn't hit send.
James says, I found that Snap-on Tools has lost its upper quality hype due to the technology that the lesser tools are using and near matching, if not exceeding, in today's true quality. Yes, I totally agree. There's also the fact that a lot of these other tool companies have been hiring Snap-on engineers away from Snap-on to go and help start up their companies. I'm not going to say who, but it makes it pretty funny when I hear people say, well, that tool truck alternative isn't as good as Snap-on when it was designed by a Snap-on engineer, one of the senior main Snap-on engineers. But I'll let you guys figure the rest of that out. Time to get the blowtorch out. Oh, we're doing marshmallows. I love marshmallows.
Yep, you're going to be the big marshmallow, honey.
What?
Yep.
I don't understand.
You will.
The best customer service I ever had is from SK Tools and Astra Tools by far, not the most expensive tool companies like people say. I used to be a huge SK fan, not real thrilled with their Chrome. Yo, Bear, you going to ask Eric about that? I did. I sent it over. I promise you. I sent that over. And I can tell you that they've got people who watch these videos. They know all about it. Can you imagine the poor sucker who, by the way, we're tasking you with a second job. You have to sit there and watch Jeff rant about tools and all sorts of stuff for 2 to 4 hours on Sunday nights.
Can someone please explain to me why children are magically hungry or thirsty or have to go to the
bathroom? Because they didn't eat their dinner.
Times? No, they all had seconds, if not thirds, and
it was good.
Hungry. Yeah, they did all eat dinner.
And Tony says, gotta go. Service call. Thanks for the chat, Jeff, Jesse. Take care. All the mods. See you next video. Donna Russ says, Mama Bear, time to get him to stop ranting. I'm not ranting.
I go to the bathroom, I come back, and I'm like, what happened?
Ronnie says, I guess I'm a romantic at heart. I count 2 anniversaries. We do too.
Yep.
The world is not going to change with all this technology. The world is going to change with all this technology. What do you think about AI?
It's already happening.
I like it, and it scares the snot out of me. I've seen a lot of the work with that kind of stuff, with that software, and where it's going. And the problem is it has such amazing potential. But you got to understand, just like when they built the Deep Blue and these supercomputers that finally could consecutively and regularly beat the masters of chess at chess, there's going to come a time when they can outthink us on everything. And a lot of people are like, they're worried about supercomputers and AIs getting to the point where they become independent and we get the Terminator thing. That's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is when they start using them as weapons of mass destruction. Imagine Iran getting their hands on a supercomputer and they can runs a faster than human thought AI, and they target the stock market with it. They could completely own the stock market. There's just the things that they can do that we're going to have to change the way we do stuff. And it's going to become this battle of whose supercomputer AI software is better than the other ones. They're going to go after infrastructure. They're going to go after economies and banks.
Off the soapbox.
That's not a soapbox. This is...
Off the soapbox.
He asked me.
Yes. I will be right back. Sorry to ruin your evening. As Daughter of Ra said, it wasn't a beer. It's sparkling water.
Yeah. When she drinks, it's vodka. She doesn't...
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't drink much.
I'll be back.
It doesn't take much. She gets a little loopy.
I resemble that statement.
Yeah. Skinny D says, I don't like what's going on with Harbor Freight. I liked it before Bauer, Hercules, and Icon showed up. All that stuff, other stuff is still there. I don't understand what the problem is. Alkvis, I think the thing people misunderstand most about Chinese manufacturing is in regard to the quality. People think China quality is all crap, but you can get any quality you pay for. Yeah. I mean, they put people in space. They make fighters that go, Mach 2 point, whatever, Mach 3. They could build, your iPhone comes from China. Most of that technology, your PC is probably built in China. Or your laptop, I should say. And it may not be designed there, but anyway. That Justin Amish rant led to an eye roll from Mama Bear. I just sent an email. Did you get it? I don't know. I don't have my email open on this page. Computer-powered battery analyzer. Oh, that's interesting. That is not the same one that I use. I'll take, $180. Yikes.
What? $180?
I'll have to take a look at it. I wonder if I could build one.
Okay, I'm convinced Griffin is going to be like 7 feet tall by tomorrow morning. I think he's on his 3rd serving tonight.
Chris, I did not get the email. It's The Den of Tools.
What are you talking about? The Den of Tools.
Red at The Den of Tools. That's my email. Or you can send it to red@red-beard.com.
I thought it was...
What?
I thought the email address was something else.
Yeah. Steel shipping containers shrunk the world's import. No longer takes 3 months. That and freight aircraft can cross the oceans. Yeah. I see a joke day now. The bear in a bikini instead of his shirt. Good luck with that. Thoughts on the Bauer rotary hammer? Probably the 1/1/8 SDS for drilling holes in brick or EMT conduit. My Harbor Freight doesn't really get parking lot sales open box, so I'd have to pay with a coupon. I've not used it. All I can do is give you second-hand information, and everyone who's used it says it was great. A lot of people do say, well, why did this show up in parking lot sales as open box? It's because people buy them and then return them after they use them. Because it's not unless you're in that trade, it's usually like, I've got one project at home I need that rotary hammer for him. Running conduit, or I'm doing a...
I think you're quoting the wrong website. Or it's red at denoftools.com. Correct? Not the Den of Tools.
Oh my gosh, am I? I could be totally wrong, but I think that's accurate. Oh, wow. Oh, that's too funny.
I could be wrong.
No, you're right. Because it's the Den of Tools on there. The website, right. Sorry, my email is red@denoftools.
We're sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
Here's what's funny. Somebody bought the Den of Tools. Because it was available before. Now someone's got it sitting on it.
You mean somebody bought that for us for Christmas, and they're holding it to let us have that?
Maybe. Yeah, that's totally what's going on.
Thinking.
Get them for squatting.
Yeah.
My first Milwaukee tool was the old school hole hog. Man, that could take your shoulder right off. Would love to see a Bauer glue gun. I'd like to see that too. I don't know. I haven't heard about that. I have heard about a soldering iron. I'm not sure if it's in Bauer or Hercules though. Love to see your opinion on the corded electric impact. I have mine and I love it. I think you're talking about the Bauer one. For DIY or home use, I think it's the way to go. No battery, and unless you need specifically cordless in that situation, why not?
Have a good night, Mark. I know I'm sort of at the bottom. He said, I was signing off 20 minutes ago, and I still hear, like, one more beer. I need to say the best part of your channel is honesty, integrity, and good moral focus. Good night. God bless, and shine on. So I know that we're going to catch up to them, but...
Please no politics here. This is my escape. I've tried to be good. I'll try. Do you think it's worth buying a saw-stop table saw? Yes and no. The vast majority of injuries that happen with a table saw are not flesh-to-blade contact. That is a very minor portion. It's usually kickback. Mm-hmm. A kickback can be fixed with a riving knife. That's it. And good, safe handling usage and such. That said, if I had the money, she's made me promise that if we have the money that I would buy a saw stop. Because it's if you got the money lying around, it's one less thing to worry about. And that's the kind of thing, like, that's major damage that happens with those sort of things. If a tool company would give a set of tools to high school shop or AGFA programs, they would sell a lot of tools in a few years. Well, Harbor Freight does that. They give away $1 million a year to trade schools.
Yep. And they're not the only ones. What?
You with your hair back there. Yeah.
I'm back here with a fork like Ariel.
Yes. I can relate to the crazy family stuff. Time heals all wounds, or at least makes you not think about them.
Yep.
Gonna call it night here in South Dakota. I have to say, so thankful for your channel. Look forward to every Sunday live chat. Keep up the great work. Shine out. Thank you, Grant. Thanks for stopping by.
Have a good night.
Let's see here. Mojave says, thanks for talking about the recall on the Icon wrenches. No worries.
While I was gone, you got through like.
I saw that. I wasn't going to read her comment.
That's right. Thanks for keeping him honest.
The kids say they're hungry all of a sudden, so they don't have to go to bed. Yep, it's I'm hungry. I don't feel well. I have to do my homework, or like you just said. Yeah. I need to clean my room.
I was gonna say I need to clean my room, Mom. Yeah.
Soap boxes are now in a bonfire. That's why I make mine out of steel. That's why they're coming out with a new Terminator movie. Yeah, she wants to go see that.
Yes, I do. I really, really do. Like, if you're in the Las Vegas area, you want to go see that movie, because I have a feeling someone is not a big fan.
I don't think it's something I need to see in the movie theaters. You're welcome to go see it.
That's right. And I'm going to have a great time.
You do that.
Yep.
James says, yes, Jeff, you've been ranting, but in your defense, it's a valid issue. Ranting is sometimes necessary. Oh, for me it is. I got to get off my chest every so often.
Brick House, we're totally happy to adopt you.
Just send us the paperwork. You'll have to live in the hutch, though. We don't have a lot of room.
Yeah, we'll just pull the drawer out. Maybe they'll come back.
Darren says, just wanted to say good evening from Pleasant Grove, Utah. Love your honest review of tools. Thank you, sir. We love Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I'm headed up to St. George at the end of November. There's going to be, like that thing that they had for Festool, that big truck expo thing? Mm-hmm. Makita's doing one in St. George. Well, they're doing 3, actually.
Is this a real thing?
Real thing.
Okay. You like how he tells me, when we're live streaming?
It's a month away. I gave you more than enough heads up.
I know, but I'm supposed to remember it after this and write it down.
You got your phone in your hand.
Speaking of which, I'm looking for a new planner. So if somebody has like a favorite planner they'd like to recommend, I've watched a bajillion YouTube channels.
I like Debbie.
Feel free to recommend.
She's an excellent planner.
Well, great. Then tell Debbie about it because, I'm busy.
What do you think about channel lock tools? I think they're great tools. I have some old channel locks, and I think they're fabulous. They're made in the U.S. They're great tools. You Rush Whiskey for me, Bushmills Irish 16 or 18-year-olds. That's also the reason I do not drink often. I'm a bourbon drinker. That's my type of whiskey, but I don't drink that much. I'm too old for that sort of thing.
Lalo is asking what the blue letters with the wrench means.
Well, you know what it is. Why don't you tell them?
I know.
Well, don't look at me.
They are moderators.
Just tell them.
So
don't
that's
sit
what
there.
that means.
I'm going to move this wrench away from you.
I was about to say, I'm about to repurpose this wrench right here. Live. And in color.
And in living, bleeding color.
Yeah. So that's what those are. Those are moderators, and we love them dearly. And most of them have their own channels, so go and check them out. But they help keep us family friendly. They help keep us on track. They post things. So thank you so much.
Ron says, "Got to remember, the cubs are growing. They're always going to be hungry and thirsty, and they got a beige or sweet tooth. I mean, probably big sweet tooth.
Yeah, that would be Eleanor. She's one big sweet tooth. Yeah."
Jason asks, "Red, are SK Tools the same as the old Made in USA Craftsman? Are they affiliated with Western Forge?" They are owned by the same company that owns Western Forge. But they've been around for almost as long as like Snap-on. They've been around for a long time. Whether they're affiliated, I don't know if they did manufacturing for Craftsman. I don't remember. I did a history on them, but I've forgotten the finer details. We talked about channel lock. Cubs are growing. Tahoe Jimbo says, "I'm a Californian." With a name like Tahoe, who would guess? But like many things, thinking of leaving, do you have any regrets leaving California? Yes, but only because of the scenery. I miss being able to drive up to the mountains.
I miss friends and family.
I miss, yeah. Well, most of our friends left. Or leaving. And families thinking about, they're thinking about moving. I don't know, are they still thinking about moving?
I think potentially.
That'd be great if they did. Not this far. They're staying in California, but they'd be closer.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta adjust myself. There we go. As far as being out of, I was from the Midwest, and I honestly looked forward to moving to California. I was younger, 20 years ago, and no kids. I think like more liberal, intelligent. I don't know, young and stupid and thinking these things. And I get there, and I'm like, these are the most biased, closed-minded people screaming at you that you need to be more open-minded while they're refusing to think about it. Anyway, not trying to get into politics. It's just life in San Francisco. And no, I've not looked back. I am more than thrilled to spend my summers in Montana, my winters down here. The only thing I'd like better is if I could spend my winters in, like, Florida. I like Florida. Southern Florida. I know a lot of people don't.
Lalo is asking about the general 56-inch top box drawer latch. I ordered some, and they sent me the black plastic latches with one screw attachment. The older ones have 2 screw attachments. So, what is your question? Is your question
how to get them or how to mod them? I don't know. I don't have the U.S. General boxes. I mean, I understand how the latch works and everything. But I don't remember, like, I can't visualize in my head how the latch worked on the older one and how to mod it or anything. And to be honest, I'm the sort of person who would take those off because I don't like them.
Good night, Travis
your
Edge.
best guess is to call customer service and see what they say. Yeah. Good night, Shaz Edge. For attaching a conduit to a brick wall, it's better to drill in the brick or into the brick.
Where are you reading this?
Right there, Walt Lars, for attaching conduit
Well,
to a brick wall.
When you don't say who it is, then I don't know who
I
it
did
is.
say Walt Lars.
No, you
Yeah,
just
I did.
started talking.
Um,
I know that because I'm listening.
now maybe I was taught wrong, but I was taught you go into the brick because the mortar is what's holding everything else together, and you can go into the brick. You're not going to destabilize the structure of the wall. Let's see here. The earthquake 20-volt impact is pretty sweet. That's everyone says. Table saw seems like the safest tool around for after using a chainsaw. Yeah, that's about right. And if you don't have healthy respect for a table saw, I've honestly, in the past couple weeks, have been thinking about going back to a radial arm saw and getting rid of the table saw. You can pick up a radial arm saw for next to nothing. You can do almost all the same cuts you can, and you don't have the same kind of kickback issues with a radial arm saw that you have with a table saw. I might do it. I don't know.
Mark, was it Mark? Shadow's Edge said the same thing that you did, which is that he would anchor it to the brick. Otherwise, the entire wall would just be mortar instead of brick.
Yeah. What needs tool donations more, high schools or trade schools? I say high schools. Okay. Daughter blowtorch and forge incoming for those soapboxes. Ooh, are you building me a forge? I'm excited. I know what I'm getting for Christmas.
I think she's going to put you on a stretcher and just kind of roll you in there.
Yeah. Roddy says, hey, Jeff, what brand of used truck would you recommend? Wife says no to Ford. A mechanic friend said Ram is almost half the cost of the Silverado, which we both like. If you're getting diesel, I would get a used Ram. There's a guy, if you search for Icon Trucks on YouTube, he makes fabulous retro mod. Once you see it, you'll understand. And this guy knows truck frames and powertrains inside out. And when he does rebuilds, even when he does Fords, like old classic 50s era Fords and 60s era Fords, he does them on updated Dodge, like 2006 Dodge Cummins diesels. You get a lot more truck in the Dodge. The Dodge, here's what I found. The Dodge has a lot more small problems. The Fords and Chevys have a lot more big problems. Like when something goes bad on a Ford or a Chevy, it goes really bad. When something goes bad on a Dodge, it's $100 here, $200 there. I've had cars that, a lot of people are like, well, that car's not very reliable. It breaks down all the time. Yeah, but there's simple, easy fixes that only cost a few bucks. You do a little maintenance here, a little maintenance there, versus a car when it dies, it's pretty much disposable. And there's two schools of thought there, and I'm of I'd rather fix a bunch of little stuff than having huge, I need a new rear axle or a new powertrain. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on it.
I have to go check on little people.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Bear, what's your opinion on the Amazon Tecpo stuff? None. I haven't dealt with it at all. If you look up Big Mike Tuna on YouTube, his only video is a 35-minute demonstration of how to use a radial arm saw instead of a table saw with a stance that it's better. I'll look it up, but I've seen a lot of videos just like that. I had a lot of old timers I know I used to have it was only a 9-inch. I had a DeWalt radial arm saw. And I gotta say, I bought it for $75 and I sold it for $350. So I was kind of glad to see it go. The thing weighed a ton. If you're going up to St. George, Utah in November, is a good time to do it. We go to St. George probably every 2 or 3 months. Love it up there. Shadows says, later, folks. Time for me to go. You take care. Have a good one. Travis Langier. I made it. It was going to suggest or ask to talk to Saturday because work schedule. I wish we could, man, but we used to be on Saturdays. We had to move it to Sunday because of the Cubs schedules and whatnot. So sorry about that, but thank you so much. Let's see here. How long are we going tonight? Probably till 9:30. I guess that's longer than normal, isn't it? I guess we're on a roll. Let's see here. Speaking of politics, everyone contact U.S. representatives from Washington. Encourage him to co-sponsor House Resolution 604 to censor Adam Schiff. I know nothing about that. I think you should all contact your U.S. representative and encourage them to resign. That's what I think. I don't care who you are. What's your opinion on Stanley Tools? I know they get bad PR sometimes, but I've never had a problem. They're all right. They make some for DIY stuff, you can get stuff done. I know a lot of people who use them. They're not going to make you the happiest, tool user because you'll have to, work with them, but they do a fine job. They make some great pry bars. They make decent screwdrivers. They make decent tape measures. They're fine. Oh, yeah, you guys got work in the morning. Is Steve still here? Did Steve leave? I haven't seen him post. I'm sure he had to go to bed. He's got to get to work in the morning. How's he liking his new job? If you're going to move to Florida, go to the Gulf Coast Southern region, Panhandle, because don't bother Central Florida offshore to visit. I'm a true native. I've got a friend who's from Georgia. He currently lives down in that area. He absolutely loves the Panhandle area. He keeps trying to talk me into it. I'm more of like a Naples, I like to sail, and I love sailing out in the Gulf. Catamarans. Him in the forge would be a waste of a good bearskin rug. Nice. I've been thinking about some of the new 20-volt tools, but I've already have some 18-volt batteries. Is there a noticeable advantage of moving into the 20-volt? There is. You do get better performance, and at some point, you're going to have to do it because they're just going to... If they're working for you, don't. That's the end result. If a tool gets the job done, that's all that really matters. Can it get done better? You can always spend more money, and there's always something that's a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. But does the dollar amount that you spend to make it that much better or that much better, does that equate to true value savings in your life? That's the question you have to answer for yourself. That's the thing we talk about in work. We get people like, we need this tool or we need this tool. Just spend the money. And I'm like, you realize that's money that I can't put into your yearly bonus at the end of the year. And if it does the job fine with what we're doing, do we really need to spend that money on other stuff? Because you realize if I do it here, then we do it here, we do it here, that all adds up, and that takes away from your bonus at the end of the year. And that was usually oh, never mind, I'm fine with the way the tool works now. Oh, I thought so. Chief Thunderhorse says, newer Fords, I agree, but I've always found older Fords easy and cheap to repair. One of the things they talked about with the mid-2000s is they're the kind that have just enough technology to make them efficient, but not so much technology that they're difficult to work on. Do you think anyone will ever come out with a white rolling toolbox, maybe pearlized? Harbor Freight came out with a 5-drawer tool cart, so there is a chance if that picks up. But other companies have. Cobalt has had one. Matco has one. Pretty sure Snap-on has one. They're out there. Just recently, Chris, thank you so much. I'm really sorry about giving out the wrong email. Oh, look, there's an email from him. Aw, look at that. That's a cute little Dobie. Camellia. Thank you. Oh, look at that little face. I love dogs. I like cats too. Little barbecue sauce. They're great. I'm kidding. I just like to tease cat people. I used to have cats. I don't like owning cats. I don't like dealing with cat boxes and all that. But I like all animals.
Another animal? Awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
it's gonna be so exciting.
Chris sent us the picture of his. That's the Dobie who's no longer with us, and that's the one he has now.
Oh.
Look at that face.
Yeah. Is that a red-nosed pit? Super
It's red with a nose and it's a pit, so yeah, I would say yes.
Honey, no one's asking you. Grumpy.
The DeWalt Green radial arm saw is the best. Not only is it great, and that's what DeWalt made their name, was radial arm saws. They never made drills or any of that stuff. That's why they're really a zombie brand these days. But the part I love about it is, man, I really love that old school, what do they call it? That paint. It's not wrinkle, it's, what do they call the paint that's on those things? It has that texture to it.
Rhino?
I can't remember what it's called. I love that style of paint.
I don't know what he's talking about.
No, you don't. Travis says, I got the bear emoji. Woohoo!
Yay! I just saw that.
Chief says, your 9:30 is my 12:30.
Yes.
Well, you got your chocolate, my peanut butter. Yeah, I understand. That's the problem with being over here on the West Coast time zone. What do you think of the Craftsman 450-piece mechanics tool set? Not much. I never like sets. It's just my thing. I think they have too much fluff, and they put substandard tools in them. And you could do better with just finding sales and buying the pieces you need. You'll end up without all the fluff, and you'll get better quality tools per tool, better grade, a higher level, for the same amount of money. That said, I'm also hesitant to buy it. If you're talking about Craftsman, the 450 piece, I believe, is the one from Sears. And I'm not buying anything from Sears right now. Because...
Hammer paint?
Yeah, that's it. Hammered. Thank you. Yes. Hammered.
Ronald Smith. Oh, I think Joe Smith, Ridge Runner.
Gold stars for all of you who said hammered. Anyway, Sears only has 13 years left that they can make Craftsman tools. After that, they're done. Their contract expires, and it all goes over to Stanley Black & Decker permanently. Which means now you have to rely on Stanley Black & Decker to honor Sears' warranty. They're having trouble doing that now. 13 years from now, they're going to be like, we don't make that tool. Sorry, you're out of luck. Go talk to Sears. Ford fan here. Really. Duramax engine is great. Dodge is nothing but rust and problems. Not a GM fan at all, but I own a GM 5500 trick. Okay, I hear you. Go look for Icon truck, spelled just like the tool. Resto mod kind of stuff. Listen to this guy talk and the kind of experience he has. Let me know if you still think so about the Rams. No complaints, but yes, he is currently snoring. Aww. Ronnie, is one brand or the other sure regular maintenance wand, or did Dodge officially change its name to Ram? Yes, Dodge just rebranded all their trucks as Ram. Noah's Nick says, I have a great Sears Roebuck radial arm saw that 50 years ago cuts and works like new. That's awesome. Also, if you can find them, there's a bunch of those Craftsman radial arm saws, I think it's Craftsman, that have a recall on them where they'll pay you $100 to $150 to take them back. So if you can find them at a garage sale for $50, you can make $100 on them. Central Florida is too humid. Lived there for 6 years in Orlando. Yeah, in Central? No. Bad. Pensacola home, but I work in Jacksonville. Absolutely love Florida. I do too. I like the idea of being on the Gulf side, but I don't know. I probably want to be. Oh, I want to be in the Keys. Let's be honest. I like to sail. I like to be near the water, which is why I live in the desert. Dakota Zimmerman says, I totally agree with what you said about Dodge trucks. I also feel that, like most people do on the internet, give Dodge a bad time in reviews. Never had one or worked on one. I wish Harbor Freight would come out with a U.S. General Toolbox Trump edition. They have the tool cart. It's all orange. Come on. Made in USA version. Ford has the best looking trucks on the road, SUVs. I used to say they used to, but I do like the look of the new Rams when they basically matched actually I think it was Silverado. Didn't GM weren't they the first to go to that whole squared, more high tech look? Yep. Hammered.
I meant to ask Steven how work was going.
No, Rodney, diesel is way more expensive to buy. Go watch TFL car reviews or whatever. They do the Ike Road Challenge you see a lot of extreme towing with that. Glenn Valero says, Tools, did Harbor Freight ever respond to you when you got kicked out for filming? You two are truly bearable. Yeah, they did. In fact, if you look in that, they actually responded, and I pinned his post. The CEO of the company responded saying that was an old policy. It wasn't meant to be enforced, and as long as people who are filming are respectful of the privacy of the people there, that you're more than welcome to film there. And I actually did a follow-up video stating as much. In fact, I did a video in Utah where I accidentally caught a person giving part of his phone number. You couldn't hear the full thing, but I took the video down out of respect for that guy, because just in case.
Yep.
Daughter Roz doing her nightly clean work for work routine. Jeff, thanks for the Craftsman reminder. I need to take my 3/8 long handle professional series flex head ratchet. Oof, that's a long thing there. Denver Johnson says, hey, new subscriber, I highly recommend a radial arm saw when properly adjusted and maintained. They are safe, accurate, and I love mine. I mean, that's what I learned on. We had my biological father had one in his shop. His father had a Delta Unisaw, so, and when I was in shop class in school, we had radial arm saws, as they were considered. They're like, we're no way we're going to let a kid near a table saw, but you can use a radial arm saw. Yeah. You won't see that in schools these days.
This phone, I think you've done something to it. It magically likes to change the light setting when it gets to a certain time. Did you do that to my phone? No,
but mine does that. My computer does it.
Really obnoxious.
I love it. It gets all sepia toned and it's a lot gentler on the eyes.
Yeah, but then I can't see it. I'm still waiting for my prescription to arrive in the mail so I can get new glasses.
Orange cart bad. Oh, you gotta get one now and paint it, and paint orange cart bad on it. That'd be hilarious. TFL trucks on YouTube. Yeah, they're funny guys. I like watching them. I meant return it before my lifetime warranty expires. Yes. Yeah, that's a good idea. I heard someone recently was doing a list of here's the tools you should buy, and they recommended Craftsman, and it was Everyday Fleet Tech, who he and I disagree wholeheartedly, and he sits there and tells me about how I shouldn't be talking about tools, and then he recommends Craftsman to somebody. I'm like, oh yeah, because you'll be able to use these for the rest of your life. You won't be able to warranty them, but sure, that's a great one to buy. It's not like they're super expensive, but there's tons of other solutions you could have bought, and that company isn't literally scheduled for demise. It's not like this is just people guessing. They have a contract, 13 years, done. That's it.
I'd rather spend the money to totally rebuild a Super Duty with 7.3 to new condition than to spend double the coin to buy a newer truck.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love some of the old trucks. There is a guy in Livingston, and I'm still trying to figure out the model it is. It's the equivalent of a Ford F450 or 550, but it's an old International Harvester. 4-door. So, International Harvester 4-door work truck. I think it's just absolutely huge. Man, and I just... Oh, that might be it right there. Lodestar 1600. That kind of looks like it. Let me see here. Holy cow, look at that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a company I wish was still making trucks.
What in the flock of seagulls is that?
This thing?
Yeah.
That's their old RV that they used to make.
That
Yep.
looks like a train
Yep.
wreck.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was interesting. They're trying something new.
That's true.
Oh, here we go. This is...
You know, it's not as exciting for everyone else because they can't see what you're looking
I'm
at.
getting to it.
Mm-hmm. Just in case you didn't know.
No, this is a newer one, but that's still pretty cool. I like that. I gotta post this picture. Alright, hold on. Oh, you know what I can do? Is I can just do this. Window capture. No. Is that one? Yeah. There it is. Look at that thing. Whoops. That's glorious. Who doesn't want something like that? I'd love to do a complete, restoration on something like that. Anyway. All right, back to the show. Let's see here. Where were we before?
You build it, we destroy it. Yes, we're still awake.
The heaviest thing we would be towing would be a pop-up trailer. Oh, you don't need a 1500. A half ton will do that. My grandpa used to have a Gamble's hardware store, and their tool line was Artisan. True Value bought them out, shut down the tool line. We have a few tools we couldn't get fixed. Yeah, it sucks. Chief Thunderheart, you have a good one. Take care.
Have a good night.
Yeah. I said we're going to go to 9:30, so we got 8 minutes left.
Woohoo!
Walt says, I saw an International Harvester pickup in the wild yesterday with a service body on it. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
There was one behind Harbor Freight that I saw the other day. There was a newer one. It wasn't International Harvester, but they had this great service back on it. Have you seen Matthias Wendell's recent tool chest workbench build? Gives the Yukon a run for its money. No, I haven't. And YouTube. I love Matthias. He does some great stuff. He definitely kind of a nerd like me, likes to get into the numbers and figure out the physics and stuff behind stuff. So, I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to make a metal lathe using cast concrete.
Tommy Stick says, "What's an international?"
So what about it?
Right there.
What's an international? It's an old American automotive truck manufacturer.
International Harvester.
Yeah, International Harvester, and they used to make farm equipment too.
Yep.
Hence the harvester part. In fact, I think they still do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're still the same company. I don't know if they're a zombie brand or what, but almost done cleaning. Woohoo!
Totally off topic. I saw something today called Zombie Skittles. Has anyone tried these? Are they just regular Skittles?
They brain flavored?
Well, I think that they're making it cool. Yeah, branding it cool for Halloween. It's
Of course.
something melon and something berry, but it's the regular flavor. So if you've tried them, I want to know about it. Thank you.
I don't know if Bauer will be coming out with a multi-charger. I would guess that they are. I know Hercules is. International Harvester transfer, the bed and fenders were added on.
I think they're describing the one that...
Danny says, we ran an International Harvester combines for decades. That's what I learned on. I grew up with John Deere's. That's what my family ran. I avoid Skittles at all costs because some of them are grape, and grape equals migraine. Oh my gosh.
Oh no. I will eat all of your grape Skittles.
Tin Tools is now under Case Farm Equip. That's it. I remember that now. Would you recommend Harbor Freight over Gear Wrench? When it comes to like the Icon line, they're playing in the same ballpark. That's seriously, Carlisle. I'm in front of the sign. Carlisle, Tecton, Gear Wrench, Icon. Who else would we put in there? Trying to think. My brain's it's too late at night. My brain's gone to mush.
My neck feels like I'm like.
These are all what I would call the tool truck alternatives, and I feel that they all are playing in that same kind of category where they're as good or 90% as good as the tool truck at half or less the price of the tool truck. And since they all have lifetime warranties, that makes them essentially as good as the tool truck. And you're always going to hear this guy. I always love this. Well, if, you're not going to think that's good when that thing blows up in your hand and you break your knuckles and you can't work anymore. Talk about a frickin' childish horror story. I have never seen... I've heard people claim that they know some guy this happened to. That's like some kid in high school going, well, I've got a girlfriend, but she lives in some other state and you've never met her. No. Show me. I mean, if something like that happens, there's going to be a huge lawsuit. And this would be happening all the time because there's millions of these tools out there. It just doesn't happen. And frankly, if you're putting that much pressure on it where it does happen, that means you're using the tool incorrectly, and you should be using probably a breaker bar or an impact. According to Craftsman Warranty, I may not be able to replace the ratchet over 20 years old, and I don't have the receipt. And that's why I stopped buying Craftsman, was they started implementing all these new rules that they didn't have when I bought the stuff. Mama Bear, remember look at that email I sent back?
I'm looking at it.
Dana says, yes, Case and International Harvester merged back in the 80s. Never had anything that new, though, but we did run Case tractors. Only truck to run is a Kenworth. I'm a Peterbilt fan myself. I miss the IHC Scout. I love the Scouts, man. The old and the Travel-Alls. Capri, Blackhawk. Blackhawk's is Proto. It's just the cheaper version of Proto. Trying to think. Hold on. I know I'm leaving someone out.
Whoa. He's making loud noises.
I'm going to my broken wrenches.
I'm glad you enjoyed the show, Darren. Hey, Brick House, I thought you went nice. Gotta go. Enjoyed communicating with all. Have a marvelous night and a great week. TLC from Texas. Aww. Kenworth and Peterbilt are both controlled by Packer. Good night, Novice Nick.
Right tools. That's the other one I was trying to think of. Right.
Whoa.
UPS to merge with FedEx. New company would be called Fed Up. Yeah.
Ah, yes. It would be accurate. It would be truth in advertising.
All right. Well, that's time, you guys. We went later than normal.
Yep.
We usually do like 2.5 hours. We went 3.5 hours.
Daughter Bra, I will be sending you an email shortly.
Ricky's starting preschool in 2 weeks. Oh my gosh.
That's super exciting. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm not ready for my children to have started school, and the youngest is in 2nd grade.
Aubrey, like what you said there, that Sears, that they're not supposed to be, but the stores still do it. My understanding is that district managers were silently pushing that it wasn't policy, but that they should be asking for it like it is. And basically they're trying to turn people away so they don't have to pay out on it. And then they can do that that denial of, well, we told them not to do that. I've got a lot of people who used to or still do work at Sears who've contacted me about that. All the International Harvester talk perked me back up. Most people don't realize how good they were. Yes, they were fabulous. I've always wanted a Scout and a Travelall, and then this guy up in Livingston with that truck. It's just like, oh, I mean, I'm not the sort to carjack somebody, but he has me thinking about it. Anyway, we gotta go. We gotta get up in the morning too. We gotta get Cubs to school and all that stuff. Thank you everyone for stopping by tonight. Thanks again also to all the members, all the new members also who've joined and are supporting the channel. You guys are fabulous, and we can't say enough. And also all of you who supported us with the super chats tonight, all of you Blue Wrench All-Stars there, who are the moderators who help keep it family friendly, answer the questions that we can't get to, keep us on topic, help me when I stray, light my soapboxes on fire, and keep us on point. And even just all of you who, even if your support is just showing up to be part of the conversation, it wouldn't happen without you. So thank you so much for being part of the family, and we'll see you next week. So until then, take care, God bless, and as always, say it with us, shine on. We got it right. You see that?
We did.
We did.
We're probably going to screw it up some other way.